All right, I think I'm live. If you can hear me and if I sound good, hit that number 1 in the chat box just to make sure that we are a fully operational battle station here. Again, if you can hear me and if I sound good, hit that number 1. ME, morning, sound good, good. West G, okay, good morning. Hopefully I see a few more ones just to make sure. Hey, go load up the 15 NQs, Austin. Go do what you need to do. All right, looks like we are operational. Very good, very good. Working on it, excellent. Buy this pullback here. This looks like an Austin type pullback. Boom my account. Clay had to reset it on. Hey, like I've said, shoot people. It's part of it. Part of it. Austin right above you. Very good trader. He's gotten payouts. He also blew an account today. But the both. Well, I guess I don't know. It was $100 risk. I know on your P&L it showed a lot more than $100. But as I was telling Austin today, man, it's so nice that that number that your P&L is showing is not actually what's coming out of your pocket. Only $100 is coming out of your pocket. So to look on the bright side of things, I shoot people. It could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. Again, as a reminder, if you have been here before and you know that you're going to like and you're going to know you're going to enjoy, hit that like button. If you are brand new and you've never been here before, well then, don't hit the like button. I understand. You don't know if you're going to enjoy this or not. But if you've been here before and you know that you're going to enjoy, friendly reminder to hit that like button. We set a new record in likes yesterday, up over 200 likes. A 4-hour live stream too. But the likes kept progressing upwards. And as I've said, if the likes are going upwards and they're steadily creeping, then I take that as people are still interested. So if people are still interested, apparently I am capable of basically a 4-hour live stream. So I don't know if that's going to happen today. We'll just have to see how the likes go and all the numbers go. But yeah, it's possible. Yeah, $100 time exactly. Blew up again yesterday, waiting till tomorrow to try again. Just giving yourself a break today, Emmy, I guess, is the logic there. Hey, Force Fed, good to see you. Yes, exactly. Let's just get up to 100 so we can ensure that this thing goes beyond the 2-hour mark. Ooh, is this? We're stuck right now at this pink line, which is the overnight high. So that's kind of the big question mark right now. Can the price actually push up through this area? If it does, I don't think anybody would be shocked by that, given the very, very impressive bounce that we've been under for the past, going on an hour now. So I'm watching. We'll see what happens with it. Yeah, refocusing. Yeah. No shame in refocusing. Sometimes that's the smartest thing to do. In my personal opinion, obviously do what you want. I would still get another account and at least do a flip day so you have day 1 logged. Because technically speaking, today is kind of a lost day. But like I said, I'm not saying you have to go and trade. Still totally, what word did you say? Oh, yeah. Still completely refocus. But if you want to, lock a day in on those 5 days, then it might be worth getting the account, just doing a flip day and then shutting down the account and not touching it till tomorrow. Emmy, I know a place that can help. You keep trying to do it all yourself. What's the definition of insanity, Emmy? I know you know. I've given you solutions that you keep doing what you've been doing. Maybe, just maybe, there's something out there that can help you get control, a grip on your self-control. Maybe, just maybe. Whoa, now let me get off NQ. I may buy a pullback here to the overnight high. We'll see how it continues to develop. I'm so rude. I'm so rude. How is everybody's day going so far? Green, red, blowing up an account, had to reset, just started a new account. Where's everybody at? Yeah, I think Proverbs also says something about seeking the counsel of wisdom, stuff like that, you know, which you seem to, not want to do. So how was everybody's day? Did it really? No. All right. No. I was gonna say, Did I miss that back test? But it didn't. It did not hit it. The numbers are in the way. Frank is up 1,100 so far. Good job, Frank. Congratulations. That's a good way to. I was gonna say start the day. You may be done for the day too. Either way, good job. Stephen Williams, need 190 and another day to have 2 pro counts. Awesome, Stephen. Fantastic. Good job, man. Good job. Love to hear it. Up 200 today. That meta gap up was a nice surprise. Oh, swing trading some stocks. All right, Bobby T. Wait a minute. Meta just said, okay. Bobby T, did you know they had earnings? Was it last night? I think they had earnings. So you held Meta into earnings, huh? Bobby rolled those dice. Glad it worked out for you. Yeah, well, I know I should have too. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. We're all rich in our shoulda, coulda, woulda accounts. Still made money? Well, good. Good. Glad you made money. Yeah. I'm glad it didn't pull back and hit the area that I was looking and then go up. So this is a little bit easier to swallow that, yeah, it came down, but I would not have been filled. Any teenage traders here? Well, that's awesome that you're interested in trading already as a teenager. I'm in a long right now. What are you in a long on right now, Donovan? On the futures here? No, you don't. I mean, don't worry about it. That's all right. That's all right. Said, you don't have to do that at all. Save your fingers the energy and the time. I'm just giving you. Well, I'm partially serious, partially just giving you a hard time because I know I'm starting to learn your sense of humor. So partially serious, but not totally serious. So you don't have to do that. You don't owe me anything. How do I get the blue line with wrench? Huh? Blue line with wrench. What are you talking about? Blue line with wrench. Malik, 24 years old. Not quite a teen. Oh. I thought you were talking about on my monitor. Alan, morning. Great day to everyone. Yeah, thanks. Same to you, Alan. Same to you. Rashid, 19. Very cool. That's awesome that you're already interested in the markets at 19. Like I said, I didn't even get interested until, I can't remember. I was either 22 or 23. I can't remember. I'm now 41, so it's been a while. Hey, there's Bruce. Good morning, Bruce. Evening here, nearly 7 p.m. Lucky for your morning trades. Where are you at, Bobby? Where it's 7 p.m. So that's 8 hours ahead? Yeah, so you're not even, yeah, I was going to say, you're not in, that wouldn't be UK. Wouldn't be Europe, is it? Because they're only 6 hours ahead, aren't they? Marut, where is that at? Is that a country? If that is a country, I guess I got to go back to geography. Mauritius. Oh, it's in East Africa. Oh, that's, wow, nice beaches. The Republic of, this is a country? Oh, you're like on an island. Wait, it's Russia? Okay. Is Google lying to me? Google says country in East Africa. But yeah, you're like, that's totally an island. Wow. Well, there's my thing I learned today. country in East Africa. Go back to some of these other pictures. How do I do that? Look at that. Amazing. Oh, Madagascar. Oh, they're next to Madagascar, like I knew where Madagascar was. I've heard of that because my kids like that movie. All right, well, there's our geography lesson for the day. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Again, if you've been here before and you know that you're going to enjoy, hit that like button. Let's just get this thing up. Look at that move. Let's get this thing up to 100 likes ASAP. Feel like going on vacation. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. I assume it's not exactly a cheap flight there. It's an African island. I watch your uploads every top 10. Awesome stuff. Cool, Bobby. Very good. Well, thank you. I did not know that existed. So always good when you're learning something. There was the bounce. Yeah, there was the bounce. It's really seeming like it's becoming a JGL day. Yeah? Yeah, sure. JGL. Just go long.
Let's go watch Franklin.
You want to watch Franklin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. But I don't know if Franklin, maybe it's downstairs or upstairs.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at either. You'll have to find it.
Okay.
Okay. Grind City. Yeah, it is Grind City. Yup. I don't know if that trend line means anything, so I don't know. Is this a rising wedge or am I? No, you can't really call that a rising wedge. It's almost just parallel. Yeah, I'll keep those up to see if any of these start to develop into something more. Like I said, this one is pretty interesting. That one seems to be pretty solid. Not quite sure if this one really matters yet or not. The less expensive fly is from LA. It will cost you $1,000. Gotcha. There's a rising wedge on ES, huh? Well, you could at least tell me the time frame. Try to save me a little bit of time so I'm not guessing, BK Dot. Come on, man. Come on, man. No, it's on the 30-minute. Gotcha. So for you ES traders, BK Dot is saying that there is a rising wedge on the 30-minute, which is a bearish pattern. Obviously, I hope you can think for yourself and go and check and see if you agree or not with BK Dot. But BK Dot is making the claim that the 30-minute ES has a rising wedge. If you've never seen my platform before, the white line there represents the high of the day. So that's why the white line is moving up, because that is, as the white line moves up, that is implying it's putting in a new high. All right, I could see a short here. Want to see it at the yellow line, but it's got to then come back down. Okay, never mind. Too much of a... Nope, never mind. Too big of a risk profile now. I'm going to watch this one like a hawk. But I got to see some sort of form of weakness first before I go throwing out a short. I was interested here, but like I said, it pushed up too much, which changed the risk profile on it too much that I no longer liked it. But if it wants to keep pushing, we'll let it keep pushing. But What time frame are you looking at? You can see that right here. I'm looking at the 2 minute, but I'm also looking at things off screen. So it's not like I'm only using the 2 minute. I'm using multiple time frames. But yes, the one that we are following things on is the 2 minute. So the 1000 tick chart right here, 21 EMA, pretty interesting level. So that could also be an area where if the price wants to pull back to that, I could see myself getting interested. Obviously, right now, we're not anywhere close to the 21 EMA, again, that green line. But the tick chart is showing that as of now, the price really does seem to be respecting it. So something else that I'm keeping my eye on off screen. Reason for MNQ over MES, I just think the NQ moves way better. I enjoy the MQ or the NQ movement more than the ES. But I mean, that's not to say that ES is bad. It's just totally personal preference. If you feel like the M or the ES is, allows you to go into good grooves, awesome. We above the price of tariffs rollout. Did we? I'm assuming you mean the news when the tariffs was released. I think that's probably what you're getting at. So we've made a pretty big recovery then, is what you're saying. What you're saying is we've made a pretty big recovery. Yeah. True story. There are some people selling down around here. I'm looking. I gotta get out. Gotta get out of my IRAs and my 401ks. I gotta go to cash. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm buying here. I don't remember where I bought, but yeah. Now in hindsight, I wish I would have gone in heavier. I was scaling. I'm not saying that's where I bought, but yeah, I was nibbling down around that area. To be fair, I think I also nibbled like right here too, which wasn't ideal. But hey, if that's true, those positions are back into the green now. But yeah, very nice recovery. Nice recovery, no doubt. I still think this is a huge trap and go lower, but time will tell. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. All right, we are approaching that area on the tick chart. But it did not drop down. Now it's got me a little sketched out. I guess we can just bring it over so you can see what I'm watching right there. And you just heard me talk about the 21 EMA there. See if it wants to go down to that area or not. So that's what I'm watching, but I'm going to want to trade it here on the 2 minute. Doesn't want to come down. Just need to come down a little bit more. I'm still hoping it's a bear rally. Yeah, we'll see. Breaking the rising wedge, but I need 5 minutes before I go short. Speaking of rising wedges, there is a bit of a rising. I might just be imagining this. Oh yeah, that's a total rising wedge there. And this was also, yeah. All right, never mind on the 21 EMA. Although it just hit it. Just hit it. And a beautiful bounce right off of it. I think I would have scalped. So that would have been a winning trade. Oh well. The 21 EMA strikes again. If it does come back down through here, though, I'm now actually thinking about potentially trying to get short, taking that as a sign of continuation to the downside of the breakdown of this bearish pattern. But as of right now, I personally would not call that a false breakdown. I understand that the price did technically break through that trend line, but the 21 EMA was right below it. And that's right where it bounced off of. So, yes, again, technically speaking, it broke down through that line and then bounced back up. But I don't find that shocking. Like, oh, wow, where did that fake breakdown come from? It's like, no, it kind of makes perfect sense on why it didn't get any continuation. Because you have the 21 EMA, which, as I was pointing out earlier, multiple times has a history of providing support. That's why I really like these live streams. Because I can say stuff and then we can just sit, hang out, watch things play out. Sometimes hindsight makes me look like a moron. But in this situation, the 21 EMA strikes again. Is it a holy grail indicator? Absolutely not. Is it one that I think is at least worth experimenting with? Yeah, I think it's worth experimenting with. But please don't leave here saying, I'm going to make so much money because I got the 21 EMA. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. So everybody just calm down. Look at that beautiful bounce right off there. Very impressive. All right, so that was the 1,000 tick chart. Hey, nice. We're at 33 likes already. If you have not hit that like button, let's get a breakout up to 50 likes. Then we're going to be halfway towards our goal. Sooner we can get to 100, the better, because the stream will go for 2 hours. But if people are interested and I gauge interest based on likes, then we'll go beyond 2 hours. In fact, yesterday was record breaking, not only likes, but 4 hours. 4-hour live stream yesterday. But when the likes kept coming in, I was like, all right, I'll keep going. Clearly, people are still interested. So again, if you are interested and if you want the party to keep on moving, as a point of interest, I use 21 when all three are in order, spread and angled. The 21 on the... Yeah, good thoughts, patient. Man, all the way back up now to the top part of the pattern. All right, I will get short here if it wants to come down, but it can't push up any higher because that's going to change my risk profile a bit too much. But I'm still willing to take it here. But if it pushes up higher, not interested. There we go. I'm in. Not looking so good. Come on. I'm not scalping this one. I want it to work a little bit more. So I could have a green right now with the scalp, but I want to see if I can get a little bit more out of this one. Oh, come on, you dirty rat. You got to be kidding me. All right. Took out, whoops. Took out 2. I'll keep my stop up there, give it another chance, but at least my risk is much less now. Oh, there, now it did it. But yeah, that one spooked me a little bit. Not enough to totally remove myself from the trade, but I'm spooked me enough to lower my position size. So this still could be a losing trade, but it'll be very, very minimal because I reduced my position size and I did take 2 off in the green. Yeah, that little hesitation. I think that price target would have been hit, but right now I'm feeling good about how I played it. Hi, Clay. I'm going to give another influencer your code for Take Profit Trader. The firm that they are with seems... I'm going to give another influencer your code. Cool. Yeah, I appreciate that. Code Clay. If you want to support the channel, if you want to feed my kids. I got 6 of them. Feed the children. Feed the children. Up. Now we're coming back up. So when you entered in code Clay, it didn't reflect the 30% off? Like usually when you enter in code Clay, it'll show the percentage of 30% off. This thing doesn't want to roll over, does it? We'll see. We'll see, though. And I am not stopped yet. I bought another test. A code works fine. Oh, yeah. Come on, Daniel. Yeah, you got to hit apply, my friend. All right, stopped out there. So I think I don't even remember what that number was. I think I lost a few bucks on that one. I don't remember what that number was beforehand. So I think that might have been a minor losing trades. What do you mean, ouch? I was like, I don't even know if that was a loss. What do you mean, ouch? Come on, man. The next resistance level I see is 2133. Ooh, that's pretty high up there. Well, I am glad I reduced position size on that one. Took off, went from 3 down to 1. And those couple I did take were just small gains. We don't care if it is wins or losses. All right. Ryan don't care. I sort of care just because out of curiosity, but I hear what you're saying. I think. Do you care about a single loss or win? I do, yeah. Yeah, if it's a degenerate loss, I definitely care. Yeah, that trend line right there, it's doing work on the tick chart. Not you, me. Ah. Sorry about that, BK Dat. No, I hear what you're saying, Ryan. I hear what you're saying. My friend, I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to joke around a little bit. Yeah, no, you're right. You make a more than valid point. A sample size of 1, not exactly a statistically relevant amount. You are 100% right in that regard. I was just joking around, but clearly I failed in my regard to make it clear that I was just joking around. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know. Yeah, what did I say earlier? I was like, just go long. It's a just go long type of day. And what did I do? I went and I shorted. Oh no, I executed that. I'm very happy with how I executed that, Ryan. And no, I mean I don't care because right now in the context of the day, I'm plenty green. So I have plenty of wiggle room here. So yeah, as a fair warning to everybody, if you're showing up looking for somebody to go degen mode with like 30 NQs, you're probably gonna go. You're gonna want to go find another live stream because I do my best. I'm not perfect at it at all, but things can get a little boring around here because I'm like focused on managing risk and making sure I don't give back all my gains and all that sort of stuff. Again, I'm not perfect, but I do try my best to be a halfway responsible trader. Yeah, no, good questions, Ryan. Hopefully that helped answer. Need to put my screen on there. Oh yeah, Austin is a member of the community, really good trader. He had a tilt session this morning, cost him $5,100, but because he's in a prop firm, it was a good argument for Pam's plant. Went on tilt, lost $5,000, but in all actuality, it was only $100 out of his pocket. So, don't know if you know, but Ukraine signed the minerals deal 25 minutes ago. I think the Ukrainian government needs to ratify it, but this is probably the cause of this steep move up. Okay, yeah, yesterday it was announced, if I remember right. But I'm telling you, look at this tick chart. Look at that upward trend line doing work. I suppose I should probably be looking to get short again. I'll have to keep my eye on it. Doing work. You're buying a day. I'm not sure what you mean by you're buying a day. Man, you can't make this stuff up. Look, look, look right where it got rejected again. Boop. Didn't you just say you started today looking to... I'm not sure what you're talking about, Ryan. No, I didn't say anything about... I just started today looking to buy. I'm not sure what... Maybe that's in reference to somebody else. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, though. Hey, we're five likes away from 50. So if you are enjoying, let's just get this up over 50, and that way we are halfway to our goal. Man, why don't I just go long? What am I doing? What am I doing? Whoa, 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 whoa. 11:15. I don't think there's news out right now, is there? Welcome to futures. Hey, 262 trader. Well, I'm glad I didn't go short. That would have been a losing trade with probably some slippage. Was there news? I don't think there's news at I mean, it is 11:15, so it's kind of a semi-round number. Let me check the calendar here. Nope. Nope. Somebody must have said something. Who tweeted? Who said what? Who said what? Now, hey, we're at 51. I'm liking this group already. Well, that was wild. That was a wild move for sure. I'm going to go ahead and get rid. Do you use software like Bazinga to get news? Nope. Our private community, there's a guy that posts a calendar every morning very graciously. CJ, I don't know if CJ is in here, but shout out to CJ. Appreciate it. Yeah. Look, in my opinion, if you're paying for new software, I'm not quite sure. Like, because at the end of the day, think about it. Sure, right now, maybe there's like some software or there's some news software that's telling me what the news is. Like, but it's like, is that actually helping me? Well, I mean, not really, because I don't know what the market thinks about the news. Well, actually, I do know what the market thinks about the news. How would I know that? Well, what I'm staring at already, which is the chart, because the chart is just telling you what people are doing with their money. Right? People can say stuff in the headlines. People can pretend and do all this stuff in the headlines. But what they're doing with their money, you can't hide from the chart. The chart is the chart. So instead of me sitting here trying to read the news and saying, okay, that sounds like good news to me, I think the market will like it, I'll just buy. No, why don't you just look at the chart itself, see what the price is doing, and that'll tell you what the market thinks about that news. A favorite game of mine is I like to, hey Kelvin, good morning or good afternoon. I like to look at news during earning seasons. I like to look at the headlines on my phone, but then I don't look at what the stock is doing. I like to guess. Okay, wow, that sounds like really bad earnings, and then I'll click and see what the stock is doing, and like, oh, the stock is up. I'm like, oh man, that was great earning. Wow, and then I'm like, okay, so I bet the stock is up, and you look and it's down. So I'm totally not good at like reading the news, thinking it's good or bad, and then knowing what the price is going to do. That's why I just prefer to look at the chart. There was some NVIDIA announcement related to the EU. Man, NVIDIA causing the entire futures market to spike. Shout out to NVIDIA. Do you journal your psychology a lot? No. But if you do that, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people are like, journaling works really well. But no, I can't say that I stop at the end of the day and journal out my psychology or anything like that. Again, nothing wrong with that. If you find that to be helpful, then awesome. Keep on journaling. Talks of relieving restrictions on NVIDIA. Okay, so I guess the market is probably just taking that as there's some lessening of all the tariffs and all that sort of stuff, is what my kind of broad assumption would be. But that is a broad assumption. So I don't claim there's any sort of validity behind it. Clay, when you go short, are you holding until the level of support at 19,220? Huh? 19,220. No, no, no. Not, did I see that wrong? 19,920. 19,920. No, no, I'm not quite that trader. I would never take a short and then like hold until it gets down to there. I mean, I suppose in theory, if I got in one and I was just trailing my stop, in theory, it could get down there. But no, I would not set a price target all the way down here when the price is all the way up here. That's not really how I go about all the trading. Alan, this is probably a repeat question. Can you post a link to your platform? You mean how to set the platform up or just what the platform is, Alan? Art, Clay, I made the mistake of making the $3,000 requirement, but I didn't know about the rules until yesterday. What do I need to do now since I broke? What rules did you break, Art? I made the mistake of making the $3,000 requirement, but I didn't know about the rules. And yeah, I'm not sure what rules you're talking about. Okay, so Alan, you already have Tradeovate? So you have the prop firm, and then you selected Tradeovate as the platform that you want to use? Am I understanding you right? Okay, all right. Yeah, this is the video then you were referring to. Man, I'm glad I made this video. There you go, Alan. The reason I ask, because when I first came in, you were speaking about how the market is moving up and you should have followed your gut and had a day of buying. Then look at the chart. Well, I mean, Ryan, some of that is just a little bit of sarcasm. Like when I say it's a JGL day, you know, when I'm like, hey, it's JGL, just go long, just go long. I mean, I don't mean you just literally just buy. Some of that is just joking. That's good. Oh, good, Dan. I'm glad it helped you out. This is quite the move, though. I think it's probably easiest to see just here on the 5-minute. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, this was some really nice morning action. I did very, very well with it. And then here, just go long, man. Just go long. Go long, close your eyes, open them back up 30 minutes later. Then type in www.lambo.com and pick out what Lambo you want. Hey, Danny T, good to see you. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Always just go long. How do you have free movement on the chart? I shoot people. Are you still here? I've learned that like some people will comment and then they just disappear. So let me make sure that this person is still here before I... Okay. So I don't remember. So here... continuous auto fit. Off. Again, down here to continuous auto fit. It might be behind my ugly mug. But yeah, down there, click on that and then just click off. I broke the rule for the challenge. I traded more than 6 contracts and got stuck in a position after the market closed at 5 p.m. Oh, yeah, you're definitely not allowed to hold overnight. Well, Art, I mean, they do put all the rules right on your dashboard. Like, have you looked at your Take Profit Trader dashboard? I mean, there's not a whole lot of rules, but there are a few, and they're all listed, like, right there. I don't know how you got more than contract. As far as I'm aware, they won't let you buy more contracts than what you're allowed to. So that, I guess, well, no, I did try that because that's what happened on Monday when I roasted my pro account. I thought I was on a different account, and then when I tried to buy more shares, or not, when I tried to buy more contracts, it wouldn't let me. But I guess maybe that's just only on pro accounts. I'm not sure. I assume that was on test account. I guess we can try that here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm allowed 150 micro. So let's just go up to 155. Let's go way down here. Let's see if it'll let me put in that order. Yeah, no, see, it just told me order rejected because my account. So this is a 150K account that we're watching. And right here, the 150K, the max you can do is 150. So, and I just tried 155 and it rejected the order. So yeah, I'm not sure how you bought more than you were allowed to. All right, this pullback's starting to look a little interesting here. Oh, here's this trend line. This trend line's been... Oh, okay, we got a couple of... Nope, I don't want to buy 155. I am interested in this pullback here. After 5 is instant loss of account. Done it by accident. So, Art, do you still have your account or is your account gone? Because according to Dan Cobb, if you hold past the close, that's account being gone. Or maybe you already said that you lost the account. I guess but I didn't know the rules until yesterday. What do I need to do now since I broke? I don't know. Do you still have the account, Art? Well, I understand you tried more than 6 contracts, but I'm assuming they didn't give you more than 6 contracts. So it seems like the major rule break you had was holding after 5. Oh, you still have so you still have your test account? Waiting for a pullback here. I am interested to go long. We have the trend line. We have the 21 EMA. Oh, all right. Well, then, Dan, I'm not quite sure. According to Art, that's not a game over mistake. The account is disabled. You have to pay $100. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that's in reference to. Looking for it to come down a little bit more. Art's account. Well, he says that it's not disabled. He said that he can still trade on it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If I'm understanding Art right, he's still trading on it, so he still has it. What would my risk here be? 78. In there. There we go. Quick little scalp. 5 has me a little freaked out to hold longer. The 5 minute is kind of in no man's land. You had this big candle. You don't have the 21 EMA's way down here. The overnight high is way down here. So it's kind of just suspended in gravity. At least that's how I'm seeing this. Maybe you're seeing something else. But I still felt confident enough for a little scalp, as it is still at that support. And then, of course, on the 2 minute, we're right at the trend line and the 21 EMA. But yeah, I don't really trust this to hold it for much longer. But hey, hindsight will be the judge. Maybe I was totally a fool to choose to scalp here. Now, in my ego wants to see it to crash like that. That way I can say, see, I'm so smart. I chose to scalp when I should have. But yes, we'll let hindsight be the judge. Now, if you bought here and you want it to go more, I'll set my ego aside. I'll root for you. Hopefully we get a bigger bounce. Hey, good job, Dan. Well, Art, if they're still letting you trade the account, it sounds like you still have it. So, Art, when you log into Tradeovate, do you see your account at the top of the screen? You know, so you're familiar with Tradeovate. Up here, I know you can't see it here, but up in that area, when you log into Tradeovate with your take profit information, do you still see an account up there? Again, if you're getting long here, I don't think you're crazy. I just don't feel comfortable with it for a longer term hold based on the 5 minute chart. But I mean, I would not call you crazy at all. I get it. As long as you're managing risk, that's what matters most. I would not ever accuse you of doing something random. Like, wait, that makes no sense. That seems like a total dart throw. No, I see the logic. Good logic. Doesn't mean that it's guaranteed logic, but I see it. So if you're along here, I'm rooting for you. Totally see it. I'm just not going to join you on this one. Tuan, you never answered my question yesterday. I still see the account, and you're allowed to still trade the account? Like these trades that you've made are in the account? If so, well then, sounds like you still got the account. So it sounds like just continue on, good sir. A couple days ago, you showed up and were like, the market's going to move another 100 points. And I said, oh, so you have money? You're like, no. So I said, okay, well, you don't actually believe that when it's going to move 100 points. And then yesterday you showed up and you're like, see, I told you so. And that's a game that grinds my nerves. So like, can you admit, are you intellectually honest enough to admit that like you were kind of just flapping your lips when you said, hey, it's going to go up 100 points. And when you came back and you're like, see, I told you, like you didn't actually believe that. You just took a random guess and your guess just happened to work out. And again, my proof that you didn't actually believe it was because you didn't put any money where your mouth is. Will you at least admit that that was just totally you just kind of flapping your lips? Like you didn't have any true belief behind it. Can you at least admit that? I want to make sure I want to deal with intellectually honest people here. So that is my question. Will you admit that you were just flapping your lips? You threw out a random number. You happened to get lucky. Because clearly you did not believe what you said. And now it's pulling back some more. So that is, like I said, that's why I wanted to just scalp that one. I can still trade the account. I sent email to take profit, waiting for some kind of response. All right. Yeah, I guess. Guess 100 times, at least you make one. All right, thank you, Twan. That's all. Thank you. You have proven to be intellectually honest. I can deal with that. No problem at all. You admit to it being a guess. Good job. I appreciate that. Josh Moore. Hey, Clay, been watching you since 2021 when I first got into trading. That's awesome. Just getting back into it now. Your videos are helping big time. Appreciate you. Thank you, Josh. Hopefully you hang out. Hey, Brian's back. Or explain the analysis. Yeah. Brian presents a valid point. That's a good point. Yeah. Or explain the analysis that led you to that prediction. Well said, Brian. Yep. ForceBet. If you can still trade the account, I wouldn't have alerted them. All right. I am interested in 2035. Right down here. We got on the 5-minute, not only do we have the overnight high there, we also have the 21 EMA. So do we get a double whammy of support? I don't know, but I think there's some logic behind it. So I'm willing to throw some cheddar into the game. Some ched. Hey, we're doing pretty good on likes. If you are enjoying, let's get a run up to 75. 14 likes away from 75. So if you appreciate this, if you're enjoying, if you're entertained, if you think you're learning something, make sure you hit that like button. Apple earnings will send this to the moon. Come on, Twan, don't start over again. Can you at least throw the word potentially in there? Or it might, or it could. Don't speak in certainties. There are no wills in the market. Art, I'm not sure where you're at right now. Now you're talking about paper trading. I thought you were in your test account. Can I briefly summarize my strategy? I mean, I can, but it's not going to mean anything to you. I use technical analysis to determine is the risk worth the reward. That's it summarized. Again, I know that doesn't actually mean anything to you because you got to do a much deeper dive to flesh that out. But that is per your premise. That is my brief summary. I use technical analysis to figure out is the risk worth the reward. Okay, Art, well then, that's not paper trading. You're actually you have money on the line and you have now the chance to get into the pro account. And then that's where it's all the magic happens. Yeah, that's the next phase, Art. That's the whole point. And no, you don't want to trade real money, because if you're real money and you do something stupid, Art, guess who eats all those losses? You. Do you really want to eat thousands of dollars of losses, Art, if you go on tilt or you do something stupid or you get caught in a spike? Or do you just want to eat the $100 that it cost you to buy the account? No, not right now, Art. As I've said, I'm not a very good afternoon trader. So, but the live stream has kind of turned me into an afternoon trader. So that's why I try to play a little bit more cautious. Abdur, don't spam questions. If you really want an answer right, to be fair to you, you probably don't know the policy, but if you have a question and you want the answer like right now, $5 super chats make that happen. Please don't spam the question though. If it's that important to you, cough up the $5 and I'll get to it right away. If not, bear with me. Did you ever get a fund? What are you talking about, Art? Yes, I've gotten fund. I've had many past. Am I in Bizarro World? I don't know. Maybe Art, I have you confused with somebody else. Somebody else? Yes, did you not? Like, I've done videos on YouTube, what I've learned from passing tests. I've got funded, I've gotten payout, I've gotten paid. You're like going in a massive skeptical mode right now, Art. Don't get mad at me that you didn't follow the rules and you didn't think to look at the rules. Don't take your anger and frustration out of me by going in a pure skeptic mode all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm looking, and my hindsight confirmation voice wants to. Oh, I would have bought. I would have bought here. No, I was still down here. If it comes back down, I'm interested. Sitting here, look at chart all day long, give me headache. Well, then don't look at a chart all day long. I don't look at charts all day long. I'm looking for a long down around here. Especially now. I mean, we got a couple of hammers. If it comes back down, I could see another hammer candle showing up. Predicting earnings is like a coin flip. Oh, yeah. There's no such thing as a profitable trader that plays earnings. Especially the options traders. Like, I understand the thrill. Like, let's load up on options before earnings and then just hope we can outpace IV. But I shouldn't speak in certainties like that. I am not aware of any that are like, what's your strategy? I YOLO options into earnings. I've never met anybody that's, has like a consistently, profitable trader doing that. I just load up on options. And right before earnings, and then I sit there and I just cross my fingers. I'm 50 gambling, 50 trading. Okay. I don't even know what that means. I bought 150K of the SPY when it was at 508, and now it's 560, and everyone talking about what might happen soon. What you think, Clay? Should I lock it in or ride? Retiring in 5 years. Well, you're operating under a false premise. You seem to assume that if you sell, you have to sell everything you own. That is a false premise. I'm just going to keep the math very simple. If you have 100 of something, so if you bought 100, I can see how your mind would be like, well, when it's time to sell, I sell 100. But that right here is the false premise. You can sell 5 if you want. You probably not the right move. They both look like 5s. Poor choice. You could sell 70 if you want. You could sell 80 if you want. Does that make sense? So, I mean, if it were me, and I'm just a moron, I'm an idiot. This is here for entertainment advices. I am not a licensed financial advisor. I am just a beautiful looking individual that has a songbird like voice, and I am, sculpted out of marble. But besides that, I am a fool, okay? If it were me, I'd hang on to some just in case it keeps on booming, but I'd probably pull some profits off the table too. So just remember, when you sell, you do not have to sell your entire position. You could sell 10% of it, 20% of it, 12.738% of it, whatever you want. Does that make sense? Again, I'm a moron. I'm a moron. This is not financial advice. I'm not your retirement advisor. I got in the markets in 2006, back when I was in college. Started the website, started the YouTube channel in 2013. I take 50% of initial investment and let the rest run with a tight stop. Yeah, I can see that. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for the financial advice. Well, I gave you no advice. I just said what I would do. I just corrected a faulty premise that you seem to be operating on. But I did not give any advice. I just pointed out just a basic fact of how it works. You don't have to sell everything you have at once. Then I just told you what I would do. But I'm not telling you what you should do, just what I would do. I know it's a joke, but I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. Well, I guess let me take it back. I was pretty sure it was a joke, but I've now learned on the live. Well, I've known this before the live stream, but there are some people out there that it's just like, you got to just make sure that they know that what you're saying. But yeah, I'd say 90% of the time it is a joke, but there is always that 10%. But good, I'm glad you're part of the 90% that was just not taking me literal. I don't know if I like this as much now. Now we seem to be getting a little bit of a bear pennant. Not seem to, we do have a bear pennant. Now the bear pennant, you don't have to have I don't have a whole lot of trust in just because this is occurring in an overall uptrend. But it is still a bear pennant nonetheless. Again, happening in an overall uptrend though, so not like a vicious, totally scary bear pennant, but a bear pennant nonetheless. All right, we're almost at the hour mark. So for anybody that's new around here, the way it works is I will stream for 2 hours, but I'll go beyond 2 hours, but I've got to see if people are still interested or not. So over the months now of live streaming, I've determined that a good kind of quote unquote point of interest in regards to are people still engaged and interested is by the 2 hour mark, need 100 likes. So we still got an hour and 2 minutes. We're only 44 likes away. So if you are enjoying and you would like to help make sure that the stream continues past that 2 hour mark and you're enjoying, just hit that like button and that'll ensure that it happens. For what it's worth, AI says the consensus forecast for Apple to report, for what it's worth, not much. Because like Wall Street is such, I don't even know, it's such a weird thing. It's a bunch of people that have never built businesses, have never done anything. And then they just get to throw out their predictions and forecasts, and you have all these people with buy ratings and sell ratings and hold ratings, and it's just people's random opinions. Yes, Clay, but you see, they have a PhD in analytical mathematics, therefore they're right. No, that would just be a logical fallacy. So it just makes me laugh. Like, what's the consensus? If only it were that easy. Like, I'm actually mad about it. That's why I'm raising my voice. I am mad that trading is not as easy as just finding the overall opinion and then just doing what the overall opinion is. So if the consensus forecast is that something goes up, okay, then I'm just gonna buy. And then if only it were that easy. Like, how nice would life be if that's all it took? Find the consensus opinion and just do what the consensus opinion says. Man, that would be so nice. I'm in there. I either just bought the beginning of a bear flag or bear pennant breakdown, or I'm going to get some sort of bounce here. Do you trade all day long till the market? No way. No way. Usually I'm done within like 30 minutes, an hour at most. But like I said, the only reason I'm trading now is because I kind of accidentally became a live streamer. And I use that very loosely because a live streamer is probably like good at live streaming. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm good at this or not. We'll see. Time will be the judge. I'm curious how that's relevant to anything, Protege. I'll answer, but I'm just curious, like in your mind, how is that relevant to anything? To your journey, how is that relevant? Again, I'll answer. I'm just curious, though. So there's my stop. We'll see if we can get this thing in a bounce. But my line in the sand is right there. First take profit is right there. Not looking so good. Do you want to bounce? Is spicy. I like spice. Again, yes, I could have taken a green little scalp there, but I'm trying to this is not a scalp trade. I'm trying to let it work for me here. It's just a question of does it want to work for me. So this may be a decision where I look back and say, you know, I should have just scalped because that would have been a green trade. And looking like that's about to be the case. Well, it just does not want to bounce. I went on tilt on one of my TPT accounts, took $2,000 loss, account still $3,000 from past. Oh, good. Well, you still have the account, so that's good at least. This thing don't want to bounce. Yeah, I stopped. Well, good. I'm glad you didn't totally lose the account. And I am... How did that not stop me out? And there we go. All right, out there. Should we take it short or should we wait for the long? Well, I want long. And it did not work out. That's all right. Live to fight another day. Sometimes that's all we can do. OMEX. All right. Well, saltwater hands or saltwater heads, I hope you're not day trading that piece of garbage. If you are day trading OMEX, I'm here to tell you, you are wasting your time. You're not being very efficient. So hopefully you're not day trading OMEX. If so, that's a poor life decision. Not because it's OMEX, but because it's a stock. Day trading stocks, day trading options is, there are better things. There are better ways to go about it within the category of day trading. I'm holding till my earning call in May. Okay, so you're basically swing trading and investing. Fair enough. That's not within the category of day trading. Man, I would take that trade all day long. I liked it. It was right at the 21 EMA, right at the overnight high. And again, to be fair, if I kept on with the scalping, which I've been doing pretty much all morning long, and I think my first trade was a scalp too. I mean, I got the bounce. I went in the green. It wasn't by a whole lot, but I could have scalped that out for a little bit of a green trade. So that's one where, yeah, in hindsight, I wish I would have scalped. But I thought it had, especially when I had these two candles right here, I was thinking, all right, here we go. Let's go. Let's go. But it didn't. Well, it just went the opposite direction. So if you've ever been there before, hey, you know what? It happens. But what we should probably be doing. Oh, and I got to get that order. Why didn't somebody tell me I left that order out there? Come on now. Come on, chat. I had an order sitting out there. I totally forgot about it. You know, that seems to be, I mean, that is the upper trend line. We're approaching, yeah, the gray button is my friend, and I totally disregarded my friend. I'm so tempted to buy right here, but at this point, have we entered into one of these now slow bleeds? So I'm not opposed to trading it per se, but I don't think I'm going to try to let it work for me just because definitely going against the trend. So in my mind, probably smarter to be a little bit more scalpy scalp. Again, would I call you crazy for, oh, and that's right at 20,000 too, that big old round number. Choices. Well, I could do that. Yeah, I mean, I got plenty of wiggle room on the day still. Just such a slow bleed. Wait until VWAP. I think it may bounce off 20. Well, what time frame are you talking about? Come on, force fed. Provide some context. What time frame? Oh, no. I think it may bounce off 20. Yeah, no, that's what I'm. You think it may bounce off the 21 EMA? Well, on what time frame? The 21 EMA. This is again the power of stops. Think about it. Had I not gotten stopped out, had I gotten stubborn, my loss just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger as this thing comes down. My chart. Slick will 200 for a scalp. All right, Frank, is that what you're doing? Again, I could. This is just totally not knife catching at this point. But at least I have a well-defined stop right below that area here. I am totally catching knives right now. Again, let's see what kind of candle here forms. I want to see the candle that forms here, and then I'll make that final decision. So let's let this candle finish forming, see if it wants to stay above that pink line, which again is the 200 period moving average, and then I'll be a little bit closer to making a decision. But I want to see what this candle actually looks like. Let's see what the candle ends up. Did you get filled there, Frank? Because that's a great scalp if you did get filled right there. Did you actually take it, or are you just trying to take it? You're colorblind? Yeah, I'm colorblind too sometimes. Either colorblind or I just never paid attention back in kindergarten when I learned my colors. Just missed ya. Bummer. It happens. Yeah, that candle's not terrible. Ate too many crayons. Yeah. Instead of paying attention to the colors of the crayons, you're just eating them. Looks like a topping pattern. I think the topping pattern might have happened already a while ago. Right now, we're just in a slow and steady bleed. I'll try down at the VWAP. I was too busy chasing Betsy Johnson. So I assume your wife's name is Betsy Johnson then, huh? There's no way you failed in that pursuit. I refuse to believe you refused in that pursuit. Or you failed in that pursuit. It's trying to come down. She moved away and broke your heart. I am totally trying to anticipate the knife's here. We'll see. In. I will add 3 more. Oh, I missed that. I'm basing this on the 5-minute. There we go. Let's see if we can get some sort of bounce here. This should hopefully make more sense on the 5-minute, but I got to keep my finger on the trigger right now. Nope. Man, that was look at this thing. Did not care about anything. First buy was at the 50 period and the VWAP. Then I added in some more at the pink line. I'm like, all right, I'll build a little thing right here. But as we witnessed, it didn't care about any of that. And I had to, now it's bouncing back up, but at some point you just got to cut the loss. So yes, that was an aggressive trade to add some more. Oh, you dirty rat. But like I said, context on the day matters. What do I mean by context on the day? Well, with that up there, still plenty of wiggle room on the day. But I thought that was a high probability trade. Like usually the price cares a little bit about these averages and these lines, but especially on the 5-minute. But as we just witnessed, it did not care today. Not one bit. Wow. I think Trump is coming on live. Is Trump going to talk again? Took what to 20? I don't know what that means. Saltwater heads, this is futures trading right now. You showed up just saying OMEX, which is a stock. So I mean, if you're interested in, being able to day trade, futures is a great thing to do, but I'm not sure what took what to 20 and then we. I'm not sure what any of that means. What an absolute rollover. Well, that's what happens if you try to catch knives. I thought that was a halfway intelligent knife catch, but nope. Especially that first buy. Like, there's no such thing as a guarantee, obviously. But that area right there had 2, the 50, the VWAP right there. And I thought, all right, even if it breaks down, I'll just add some more right there. Surely there will be some sort of chop, some sort of bounce back up within here that'll allow me to get out. And no, it just came down here, and I eventually had to just wave that white flag. And then it did bounce back up, but I just at some point you have to cut it, and I cut it, and it just wasn't worth it anymore. But that's what happens. Why do you hate stocks? Well, I don't hate stocks. I only hate stocks in the day trading category. Is that what you're asking about, Josh? Why do I dislike day trading stocks? Why do I think it's a waste of time, waste of capital? Why do I think it's inefficient? Is that what you're asking within the category of day trading? I want to learn day trading stock options. No, you don't. Day trading stock options is even worse than day trading stocks. Don't day trade options. It's the dumbest thing you can do. Literally, as I've said before, I say it almost daily now. If I had the power to sentence people to financial torture, my as a judge, my sentence would be, I sentence you to have to day trade options. Do you know why saltwater? Do you know why that is? I'd be happy to show you very quickly and save yourself a whole lot of time being wasted. Well, in options, so with most things, what happens? You buy, right? So this is a buy. And then the obvious way to make money is, well, you buy and then it goes up. Okay, so you make money. And then the other obvious thing is the way to lose money would be, well, you buy and then it goes down. All right, so those are the obvious things. But there's another thing that could happen, and that is this. The price just goes sideways. Now, you would be rational to think, okay, so in that's the neutral one. That's the spot where you don't make any money, you don't lose any money, so it's a break-even trade. But in options, not so. This is also a losing trade. Why? Was because there's something here called theta. And theta is a nasty little demon that if prices start to go sideways, you begin to lose money on the trade. What do you mean? It's just going sideways. I know, but you will lose money on the trade. So in other words, if you are going to trade options, you have a 67% chance of losing money. Because there's three things that can happen, and two of those three things will cause you to lose money. Please, everybody, listen carefully. Well, I made this much today. I made this much. The argument, the claim is not that you are unable to make money day trading options. The claim is you are working harder, not smarter. You're being very inefficient. You're taking on way more risk than you actually need to. So that's the claim. I don't care that you made money today on options because that's not the claim. What I am claiming is if you chose to eliminate theta from your life, you'd be making even more money as a day trader. And you can eliminate theta from your life by introducing Pam's plant into your life. Pam's plant is simply an argument to day trade futures through a prop firm, and these are all the reasons why. But day trading futures through a prop firm, it is an undefeated argument. Nobody's been able to tell me how this is a bad idea. Not a single person. In fact, every single person we've had here that has traded options, especially, and has tried Pam's plant, has come back and said, wow, I'm never going back to day trading options ever again. Futures are so much better. We've also had some stock traders say the same thing. Does that make sense? But what if it's a same day trade without theta? No, you don't think theta works during the day? Are you serious? But how much do you need for futures? Hey, thank you for asking. Thank Pam's plant, one of the prop firm power, low capital required. How low of capital? Well, the question just becomes, do you have this amount? So the lowest you could get involved is right here. You could get yourself $25,000 of purchasing power for $105. Now that does say per month, but that's just during the test phase. After you pass the test and move into your pro account, there are no monthly fees in the pro account. But to just get started all in, so you could have at most $105 in risk. So if you have $105, you can get involved in Pam's plant, day trading futures through a prop firm. The other nice thing is, and let me ask both of you, what were your names? Saltwater Head and then Josh. Do you guys have $25,000 in your account? I know it's a personal question, but it's relevant. Do you have $25,000 that you could put into a trading account? I know. I'm getting up in your business, but I promise it is relevant to this. Oh, to short or not to short, that bear pennant here that is formed. It's not a huge one. You know, kind of rough. I'm liking TPT. Theoretically, yes, but 5,000. Okay, well, you have to, if you want to day trade, meaning you want to be able to day trade as much as you want every single day, because of the pattern day trader rule, you need $25,000. But in the world of futures, that rule does not exist. So if you have $5,000, I mean, that is, you could buy so many prop firm accounts and you could give yourself so much just opportunity to learn. Because if you do something stupid, then yeah, you lose 1,000 or you lose 105. Now, in order to, fail the test, if you lose more than 1,500, they're going to say, hey, you failed our rules. You can try again, and trying to get is $100. So basically, with $5,000, and we divide that by 100, you could have 50 accounts of these. You could have 50 chances to pass the test, move into the pro account, and then start to get paid. We had Nathan. I don't know if he's here right now, but Nathan is a regular viewer. He used Take Profit Trader. He was all in. So he spent $130 for the account. And then he passed the test, went to his pro account, and in his pro account, he made $9,700. So he got paid $9,700. He then broke the rules, so they took his pro account away from him, to which, again, you can always get more pro accounts, but that he did eventually break the rules, so they took the account away from him. But they took it away from him after they had already paid him $9,700. So at all in, the most he had at risk was $130. We've had other people in here, Mark. He's done, he spent like $300 for a couple accounts, made $5,000 before blowing those accounts, meaning they just take the account away from you. So $300 all in risk, and then you ultimately walk away with $5,000. It's just Pam's plan. It just makes perfect sense. What test is that? A testing platform? I don't know what that means. The testing platform is on whatever broker almost whatever broker you want. Hey, we're not quite at 100 likes, so if you are enjoying, if you're learning, make sure you hit that like button. We're trying to push this up over 100 likes. Hey, good morning, Relax Ardu. So Josh, does that make sense in terms of why day trading futures through a prop firm makes a whole lot of sense? Especially if you're going to do day trading stocks or options, that's all of your money at risk. All of your money is at risk. So if something crazy happens in the market, we all have bad days where we make messes. We lose our cool. We go on tilt. We revenge trade. We FOMO. We force trades. We'd also, but let's say that you don't even do one of those very nasty bad days where you create a mess for yourself. Let's just say you get stuck in a crazy move. With a prop firm, again, your risk is only the cost of the account. So let's just say you do the 50K. You could lose $2,000 in one of those crazy spikes. So yes, you did fail the test. They will take the account away from you. Again, you can always try again for $100. But did you actually lose $2,000 out of your pocket? Well, if you're using your own money, yeah, that was $2,000 out of your pocket, if not more. But within the prop firm world, the trade just ends. You lost $2,000, account done. But what did you actually lose out of your pocket? Well, in this situation, it would have been the $119. And again, you can try again, and the quote-unquote try again fee is only $100 to do that. So like I said, and that's part of Pam's plan also, what I just described here is how you have that added risk control. You get to protect your own money because you have very little of your money actually at risk. Whereas if it's a stock and something crazy happens or you go on tilt, you have a bad day and you create a mess of thousands of dollars, well, guess what? That's all thousands of your dollars of your money that is now gone. So that is where day trading stocks, day trading options, day trading crypto, day trading Forex is not efficient. Once again, the claim, I'm not claiming you cannot make money. I am just claiming you are working harder, not smarter. You're taking on too much risk. You're not using your capital effectively. And at the end of the day, futures just trade smoother anyways. There's so many opportunities in futures. It's crazy. Great second day on... Do you need help with anything? I'll be right back. What? Who is supposed to be watching Jet right now? What is Jet doing up here right now? Where is everybody?
Downstairs.
Kids. Okay. Please take these right outside my office. That's that off.
Dad, I can't watch a movie, can?
Not right now. Take a break from that. Sorry about that. Where do I start with futures Pam's plant? Well, there's a link at the top of your screen. So the way it works is this. You would go here, you select, well, I mean, they actually summarize everything for you right here. So step one, I don't like how they say account size because that makes it seem like you have $25,000 to lose. You don't. $25,000 is your purchasing power. The quote unquote size of the account, because that's the only amount they allow you to lose, is $1,500. So look at that as not the size, because that could maybe trick your brain into thinking you're allowed to lose $25,000 and then the account is gone. No, just look at this as purchasing power. So $25,000 of purchasing power. So you would pick which purchasing power amount you want. And then during the checkout, if you want to use the one that I'm using, you can choose Tradeovate. That's the one that you see right here. And then you do not need to go to Tradeovate to create an account, which is very nice. They'll create the account for you. They'll send you the login information, your username and password. You log in and you start trading. And it's really as straightforward as that. And the other nice thing about charts is a lot of people are like, well, I don't know anything about futures. Well, do you use charts? Yeah. Well, what's your favorite pattern in charts? Let's just say it's the bull flag pattern. Well, good news. There are bull flags in futures. You got another favorite pattern? Well, yeah, I trade Forex. My favorite pattern is, the head and shoulders pattern. Hey, I got great news for you. Head and shoulders patterns exist in futures too. So if you know a chart, you can trade. You're like 97% of the way there to trade futures. So hopefully that, good questions. Thank you for the super chat, Josh, by the way. So Josh asked, why do I hate stocks? And again, this Pam's plan is the category of day trading. I don't hate stocks at all if we're in the category of investing. I invest in stocks. Just like I don't hate options in the category of swing trading. You can do cool stuff with options from a swing trading perspective. You can do cool things with options from an investing standpoint. You got, covered calls. You have, the naked put, the cash secured puts. I mean, there's some cool stuff you can do. So, but if we isolate ourselves in the category of day trading, Pam's plan, day trading futures through a prop firm, mathematically makes the most sense. And in many senses, logistically makes the most sense. And just logistically, because that is the whole P of where we start things off, is unless you have that $25,000, well, you're not going to be able to day trade, because the pattern day trading rule says you can only day trade, a day trade being buy and sell in the same day. You're only allowed to do that 3 times every 5 days. 3 times. Ridiculous rule. Ridiculous regulation. But stock and options, it's there. But in the world of futures, yeah, that pattern day trading rule, there is none. You can day trade as much as you want every single day. So that usually, I think, convinces most people from a logistics standpoint, well, yeah, I want to be a day trader. A lot of people I found, they're trading options or they're trading stocks and they're having to hold overnight because, well, I don't have any day trades left, or I want to protect my day trades. And it forces them into all these strategies that they don't actually want to be doing. They want to be a day trader, but they can't. But this is what allows them to do it. All right, I'll be back. I'm sorry. Can somebody please take him? Get him downstairs. I can't have him at the bottom of the stairs screaming. Get him downstairs and entertain him down there. You can come and get me, but you may not allow him to just sit there and scream. Do you understand? Hey? Yes, kid. A long time from now. A long time. Mass chaos. Mass chaos behind me. It's crazy. Crazy. If you have a cash account, you can skip the PDT rule. Can you skip the cash settlement rules, though? Nope. That's a fake out. Well, technically, if you just use the cash account, there's no pattern day trade rule. Yeah, but you have cash settlement rules. So again, cash settlement rules does not allow you to be able to day trade as much as you want every single day. So yeah, it helps. Don't get me wrong. Cash accounts helps, but you still have the cash settlement rule. Again, that rule does not exist in futures. If you want to be a day trader and you want to be able to day trade and make as many trades as you want every single day, every single 10 minutes, because that rule does not exist, because there's no cash settlement rules in futures, there you go. There you go. What do you think about people using a cash? No, okay. See, there's a faulty premise here. and a way to avoid overtrading. Well, it's cool to say you're going to avoid overtrading, but that's why trading is hard, because that's what tilt is. Tilt is going against the things you're supposedly trying to avoid. So I understand the premise. Well, if I just use a cash account, then I'm going to avoid overtrading. Yeah, until you start overtrading in one day, and yeah, you eventually do run out of cash because of the settlement rule, but like how much damage did you do before you ran out of cash? Whereas again, how much damage could you do in Pam's plant? So if you just have a really bad day where damage occurs, well, in that situation where damage occurs with Pam's plant and the prop firm, the damage at most is going to be the cost of your account, which in this situation, 105. The damage you could do in your own account with a cash account, I don't know. It's probably going to be well more than $105. So no, that doesn't make any sense to me. Because again, all that stuff operates on, well, I'm going to do this because that'll help me be disciplined. And yeah, I get it. It helps you be disciplined, but and this circles into everybody's. I appreciate this feedback because you keep so I appreciate it with you helping discipline. But Pam's plant will help you with discipline. How? Well, the added risk control. Another part of that is rules. There are rules, and these rules are annoying. But you know why they're annoying? Because they're going to force you to focus on managing risk. They're going to force you to focus on not overtrading, because a great way to not manage risk is to overtrade. But a prop firm is going to force you with rules. And these rules, they're not very fun at times because, it is funner. I'll be the first to admit, it is fun to be able to just go behave however you want and just no rules. Well, yeah, but that's also why people get crushed, because there's no rules. So they do enforce rules upon you, but these are good rules. Don't take my word for it. Ask any trader out there. Say, hey, I saw some goofy looking guy on a YouTube live stream. His claim was that the most important thing for day trading success is risk control and risk management. What do you think about that? Again, don't take my word for it. Go ask somebody you trust. At the end of the day, I understand. Talking about how much money you can make and all this sort of stuff, that's exciting. That's fun to talk about. But the exciting stuff is not what matters. The boring stuff, risk control, risk management, position size, all that sort of boring stuff is what actually matters. And those are the rules that they're imposing on you. So if you're trying to avoid overtrading, hey, take that out of your hands. Put that in the hands of somebody else that's going to impose rules on you that will force you to do it. And quite the breakdown here. How can you lose? Okay, because you only lose the account, saltwater. You're buying an account. If you fail, how would you fail? You'd lose within your test phase $1,500. If you lose $1,500, you fail the test. But did that mean did you lose $1,500 out of your pocket? No, you only lost the cost of the account, which was $105. And for some of you astute viewers, you may be saying, wait a second, Clay, this smells like a scam. How in the world can this company only require $105 from you, but then let you lose $1,500 of their money? Very good question, because this whole test phase is happening in a simulator. So it's not actual money being made or lost. Again, it's a test. They're seeing, can you trade? And if you can, then they'll move you into the pro account where you start to be able to make that money. But you got to be able to prove yourself first. And then I should also know, because some people are all upset, like on this one, like, wait a second. So you're telling me that during this test, I'm going to make $6,000 and I don't get to keep any of it? They just give me the pro account. That's my reward. I get a pro account. No, because again, you didn't actually make $6,000. That money doesn't exist. It is all happening in a simulator because they're trying to figure out, can you trade? But once you pass the test and you get into the pro account, there you go. This is where the money, they start to pay out right there. The index went up earlier. Why don't you sell it? Because I'm trying to explain this stuff to you. I'm trying to get my kids under control. I'm trying to be entertaining. That's why. Should I take it if I'm not consistent? I think so. I think those rules will help you get consistent. A lot of times I hear I'm not consistent, and you just listen. And again, this doesn't make me right per se, because that would be I'm not. But I've got a podcast, and on the podcast, I've interviewed hundreds upon hundreds of just normal people. So over the years, again, I started the podcast back in 2013. Over the years, I've heard literally hundreds of stories. And it's like, okay, yeah, okay. And I'm telling you what, these rules are designed to help the vast majority of problems. The vast majority of problems is a lack of risk management, a lack of risk control. So if you're not consistent, you're probably just not doing very well in the risk management department. And again, going back to Pam's plant, that's where those rules are going to force you to do that. If you use Tradeovate for your trading platform, but who is the prop firm that has linked to the platform? I use Take Profit Trader. So again, if you want to support, if you've been listening and you're like, yeah, I want to get started, I want to get the discount, I want to help support the channel, then at checkout, code CLAY. And we had somebody earlier apparently not hit the apply button. So if you want the discount, enter in code CLAY and then hit apply, and then you'll see a 30% discount show up on the prices when you go there. So if you want to support the channel, code CLAY. If you at any point, Mammon, you hit down, so even on your unrealized, if your unrealized hits minus 1,500, gone, which is a fantastic rule, because that just tells them that, okay, this guy, this gal, they're not managing risk, they're just holding and hoping. So if at any point the number drops down and your unrealized hits that lower number, gone, failed, which is a good rule. It's helping you in your mind. It's now going to force you to be like, okay, I can't just hold and hope, because even if the unrealized gets down there, it's game over. All right, I better start to figure out where's my stop at? Where do I manage risk? Is Trump live now? I do not know. Hey, we're almost at 100. Can we get 3 more likes? We got to factor in the JJ effect. Let's get 3 more likes here. You have me sold. I'm going to sign up for the 50K account. Awesome, Chandler. Well, like I said, Chandler, hopefully you decide to use code CLAY. Like I said, Pam's plant, it's an undefeated argument within the category of day trading. Not a single person has been able to tell me how it's a bad idea. Plenty of people have attacked me, but what do I have to do with the idea? Let's discuss the idea. Oh, it's just a prayers with eggs and ham. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what that. I think your humor just went flying over my head. So that trend line break, no, that was kind of a faulty break right there. So, ooh, even that trend line right there, that was I never extended that out. Oh, that was dirty. Well, again, I talked about this earlier. The break of that trend line, was that a fake break? I mean, technically, I guess yes, but should anybody be shocked by it? I hope not, because I hope you're saying, well, if I buy literally the break, I got to deal with that 200 period moving average right there. That's like a very realistic rejection point. And sure enough, boom, rejected right off that level. Classic former area of support, now behaving as resistance. So yes, that trend line was a failed break, but was that one where you couldn't imagine it at all? Absolutely not. That is one where I would never have bought the trend line break there, because what I see is, okay, just because it breaks the trend line, it's still got to deal with the 200 period moving average. It would still have to deal with the 21 EMA. So I mentioned that earlier on, we had one of those situations where there was a breakdown, but I was like, well, yeah, it technically did break the trend line and then bounce, but I mean, you saw that there was a big old moving average right below the trend line. So right now, there's a little bit more of a headway, right? It could break and then maybe run up here and get rejected at the VWAP, but at least a scalper's got enough wiggle room in here to potentially try to get a scalp out. But right here, there's not even any room for a scalp. Only thing I could think of is if someone falsely wins without a proven edge and then goes and blows a significant amount in real life. Well, no, that would be an argument for Pam's plant. Because if we put that situation in Pam's plant, meaning you pass the test falsely, let's say you somehow luck out and you pass the test, but you don't actually know what you're doing, and then you go wreck your pro account, well, that's still just, your only risk is what the cost of the account was. So your risk is still just basically $100 in that situation. So I'm not quite sure, Ryan, you understood how it actually works, but yes, even if I concede everything, okay, yes, fair enough. Totally got lucky on passing the test. The person has no idea what they're doing. They get into the pro account, and then they blow up the pro account. Again, that's still just $100 that you lost, because you don't have to pay anything more for the pro account. You already paid for that test account. So, I mean, literally, your all-in payment, your all-in quote-unquote risk would be what you just purchased the test for. Which is why actually the current deal is very, very good, because one mechanic of prop firms is, and Take Profit does it too, but usually when you go from test into pro, Some people call it a funded account. You know, there's a bunch of different names for it. But with Take Profit Trader, when you make that jump, there is an activation fee. And that activation fee is $130. But right now, if you use code CLAY, not only will you get 30% off, but this activation fee goes away. So this is a super, super good deal right now that Take Profit is running because there is no activation fee. So quite literally, your all-in risk would be the cost of the account. But even if you get this account and then you blow it, you don't have to pay $231 again to get it. You would just reset the account. You would try again. And that try again price is only $100. So this payment right here, in many senses, is just a one-time payment because you can try over and over again at only $100 each time. So every time you try, your risk is, after the first one. The first one, your risk would be $231 because that was what you put in. But after that, your ultimate risk is only that $100 because that's the only money that actually came out of your pocket. So I hope that makes sense. But good questions. Good questions. You should not have had to pay that. I'd email them, American. Well, assuming you use if you use code CLAY, then you definitely should not have paid $130. So I don't know, maybe this was an account from before that promotion was going on. But if you got 30% off your account, American in Armenia, then you should not have paid $130. Usually there's a credit that you would apply. So it would show up as you owing $130. But then down below, there would be a credit. And you would click on that credit, which would make the $130 go away. But if that credit was not there for whatever reason, I would definitely get in touch with them. They'll refund that back. I did use code CLAY when I signed up. Yeah, definitely. Definitely sign them up or definitely email them. Say, hey, I used this discount coupon, and I want my $130 refunded, and they'll do that for you. Not sure I missed this part, but is there a timeline to reaching the profit target during the test account? What about? There are no timelines. Very good question, Elemento Sparrow Element. Yeah, no timelines. But I do recommend passing the test in 1 month, which is plenty of time because futures move quick. And I like $6,000. I've never made $6,001 a month. I'm telling you, futures move and they can move very quickly. But even if we go to the 25K and you only need 1,500, but I say don't rush it. Don't rush it. There's no need to rush. But 1 month is plenty of time and get it done within 1 month because during the test phase, you can take however long you want, but you are paying a monthly fee at that moment. But once you do make the jump from test into pro, there is $0 monthly fees. So the monthly fee goes away. That is why I say do not rush your test, but aim to get it done within a month so that you don't have to pay that monthly fee again. So very good question. This, I got to take this short. Tight stop. Let's see. Do we have a delay or did I miss? I don't know. Is Trade of 8 being... Yep, it's delayed. Did you see how late that order showed up? Holy smokes. All right, I'm not going to take that. Is Trade of 8 having a little bit of an issue right now? What in the world was that? Again, I clicked, and then I was like, okay, maybe I missed the sell ask button up here. And then I said it, and a couple more seconds went by, and then boom, that red line showed up. That was like a 5-second delay. So I will have to pass on this one, unfortunately. Well, I guess I'll say fortunately if this thing comes up, but I really like this setup. But that really freaks me out when you see a delay like that. I day traded stocks for 5.5 years. I ended up not under PD2. Stopped trading when I retired 2 days. Trading Pam's plant. I will no go. Oh, Ken! Ken, our newest convert! Yes! The 100% win rate continues. Everybody, please read Ken's message right there. The newest person. Day traded stocks for 5.5 years. Just tried Pam's plant. Again, day trading futures through a prop firm. And I quote, I will never go back to day trading stocks because futures are just better than stocks within the category of day trading. They're just better. I try my best to explain it. I try my best to show it here, but sometimes you just have to try it. I'm telling you, just do it. And we're at 107 likes. Very good. Again, hit that like button if you are enjoying. Awesome, Ken. Awesome. Thank you for being open-minded enough to give Pam's plan a try. We've had our fair share of people where they get offended because you're like, you're kind of wasting your time. Do you realize you're not being efficient? What are you talking about? I made $1,000. Well, Again, I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm just saying you're working smarter, not harder. No, you're just jealous, and then some people are just not. They get very offended very easily if you suggest that, hey, there is a better way. So appreciate it, Ken. Thank you for thank you for just giving it a try, and I'm glad to hear it. But I love it. I will never go back to day trading stocks. Yep. And like I said, Joey. I don't think Joey's here, but Joey really just irritates me. And I personally think Joey is still a crazy madman. I think he's a crazy madman. But Joey is a one person of the hundreds upon hundreds. Now, I haven't had hundreds on the live stream because the live stream just started like 3 months ago. But, like I said, I started the site back in 2013. But of the many people that have tried, and I think actually, I think Joey might be back to doing futures in all actuality. But anyways, Joey was the one person like, no, I actually like day trading. I can't remember. I think stocks more than futures. But even now, I think he's back to futures because I think he's having a wake up moment. But besides Joey, literally every single person, and I've always heard it, and it was true for me. Hey, if you survive in the day trading world long enough, which is an accomplishment in and of itself, like if you can survive, because it's not easy. But if you survive, everybody eventually ends up in futures. And here I am, having day traded stocks and options for over a decade. Here I am in futures, and I'm pretty upset that it took me this long to get here. But I suppose later is better than never. And again, I wanted to be short right now, but I guess I can try a test up here. Okay, there we go. That was instant. Let's try down here, buy. Okay, that was instant. No, it's come back down a little bit. What? I got to start to be careful here because I am starting to bleed a little bit. I mean, I'm still fine on the day, but I mean, for you that started the live stream, this was green when I started. I did get very aggressive on that one. Still just looking over on it. Beautiful. And of course, it did bounce back up, but yeah. So I got more aggressive just because I had wiggle room to get aggressive. But now my wiggle room is starting to shrink. So I need to be extra aware of that, extra patient, and not go and do something too silly. But this isn't, I guess I can mitigate that with just trying to do one here, because that's not going to cost me too much. But I don't know. I really do like this if it comes back down. Got a nice tread line right there. Yeah, I need to be extra careful. I started off guns a-blazing. But we'll see if this wants to roll back over or not. Very good questions, good interactions here. The chat box is weird though. It'll be boom, 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 message, and then it's just quiet. Long from 965. All right, I like it. 965. Brian did this yesterday. These are good comments. Where you're not armchair quarterbacking, you're telling us things right when they happen. So Brian is long there at 965. His stop. Oh, 924. Okay, 924. So 924 is Brian's stop from the long side. Interesting. I'm thinking short. Brian's thinking long. But Brian clearly has more confidence than I do because Brian just put some money up, whereas I'm right here kind of just not doing it. Ken is still short at VWAP. All right, Ken and Brian are going at each other here. May the best idea win. And fight. Keep it classy, gentlemen. Keep it classy. Where's your stop at, Ken? Nasir, I was trading stocks for a bit, but the PDT rule was stopping me. Exactly. Then there was a video of you explaining futures like 6 years ago, and from then on, never looked at stocks. Yep, exactly. There it is, Nasir. So Nasir, like I said, most people, you can get them with the no pattern day trader rule, because most people are like, I want to be a day trader. Wait, what? There's this pattern day trader rule? I don't have $25,000. All right, I guess I'll kind of have to sort of like be a day trader and swing trader. I don't really want to have to hold stuff overnight. But hey, I'm not a day trader. I don't want to quite use a day trade here. It just creates such a mess. The pattern day trader rule, good old government regulation, creating a mess. But that all goes away. All goes away within the world of futures because there's no pattern day trader rule. So we are just in wait and see mode. We have some people in the chat that are long, looking for the breakout. Other people are short, looking for the rollover. I see both sides. Like I don't. Neither party is crazy. I see what the longs are doing. They're looking here. They're seeing an ascending triangle pattern. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. I can see shorts saying, well, there is an ascending triangle, fair enough, Clay, but there is an overall downtrend. So I'm thinking short here. I can see the logic there. Again, that's why risk management matters, because somebody's going to be right, somebody's going to be wrong in this situation. Or maybe both sides are wrong, depending if it all of a sudden gets nasty and takes out both sides. But what I like is that I see the logic. I see the thought process, and that's what trading's all about. If you just show up and start to do things randomly without any logic or analysis, you're not going to be around long. But in this situation, I see both camps. I will wait and let it show its hand. Yeah, it's kind of a little slow here. What's the Pam's plant? Man, I must not say it right. Everybody says Pam's plan. It's Pam's plant with a T. This is Pam's plant. It's an argument to day trade futures through a prop firm. And these are all the reasons why it makes sense to do that and why it's a good idea. And it is an undefeated idea. Nobody has been able to tell me how it's a bad idea. But that is what Pam's plant is. But yeah, this is just a total wait and see here. We got shorts waiting to see if it wants to roll over. We got Brian as a long, wanting to see if this ascending triangle wants to give him a break to the upside. Volume seems to drop off substantially during after hours trading. Do you ever trade after hours? Yeah. I was up $400 yesterday evening. I made some trades. So I was up like 400 headed into today. Volume does drop off. I'm not refuting that, but there's still plenty of volume to be made because, again, you don't need a lot of position size. You just need a little bit of movement. And if you have just a few contracts, obviously, especially on NQ, you can still pull out some good amounts of money. So you don't need a whole bunch of volume because you're trading contracts. Now, I understand in like penny stocks, you need volume, right? Because if you buy 1 million shares and then this thing's only doing like 2 million per day, you're like, man, I'm going to have a really hard time selling. But like that, not so in futures. Plenty of liquidity for us mere little ants that are only doing, several contracts at most. Now, if you're a hedge fund and you're trying to move 500 contracts, all right, yeah, that's more of a challenge for them. But as far as I'm aware, none of us here are going to be ever looking to do 500 NQ contracts. JDA, our GME man. JDA says you're both getting stopped out. JDA also says that GME is going to, what was it? I can't even remember. $500. Let's do our GME check. It's been a while since we've checked. GME, is JD going to be right here? Are we close to, nope, still a ways off. Still a little bit off. Almost at 500, JDA. Almost. Still a ways off, though. So there's our weekly check when JDA shows up. JDA shows up. We are close. It's at $25 a share. It's close to 500, though. JDA is our resident drunk on the GME Kool-Aid. If you're saying, wait a second, isn't that like 4 years ago? Yes, that from 4 years ago. JDA is still a believer. How is the 10-year looking? I'm trying to, what is the 10-year at right now? We should take a look at that, that very, very important indicator, bonds. Up to 4.2. So up today. Again, the 10-year treasury, I argue, is the most important economic indicator. All right, Brian. I don't think Brian gave us his price target. JDA is sipping on that GME Kool-Aid. GME CEO could be like, see that Kool-Aid over there? I put rat poison in it. Drink it. JDA would be like, yes, sir. Can I only have one or can I have a couple? Why do you watch that? I don't know if I have the mental power right now to go into what bonds reveal. Let me put it this way. Bonds reveal the confidence people have in a country. I'll put it that way. That's why I think it's very, very important. Because when people start dumping bonds, that means yields go up. Why would people be dumping bonds? Well, if they're losing trust in that country, they're like, I don't want these bonds. I don't think I'm going to get paid back. So the higher percentages go, the more and more trust is being lost in that country. And for a while there, the United States bonds were shooting straight up, which means people are dumping bonds. And normally when times get crazy, bonds go down. Why do bond yields go down when times get crazy? Well, because normally people look at the United States and they're like, okay, that is a safe haven. I'm putting my money into the US dollar. I'm putting my money into US treasuries because that's like the closest thing to zero risk as possible. But this last time with all the tariff drama, the opposite was happening. Almost like the world was saying, the U.S. is going nuts. What is the U.S. doing? And again, that's not theory. That's in the bond market. My proof of that is look at the statistics. People were literally selling bonds when normally they're buying those bonds because that's the safe haven. But people were exiting what is normally a safe haven. So now to see bonds start to go back down, that tells me the world is probably starting to look at them like, okay, looks like the U.S. is starting to settle down a little bit. So if it goes lower, it means people don't know. No, if the yields go lower, that means people are buying the bonds. And if people are buying the bonds, that means there's trust. If the yields go up, if the yields go higher, that means people are selling the bonds, which would not be a good sign of trust. And when yields go up, people flee stocks for bonds. Well, that is true, but that you're presupposing the premise that the bonds are in an area that people still find worthwhile. But that's why bonds have to go up because they're trying to attract people back in. They're like, hey, stop selling us. We'll now give you a 7% yield. But at some point, we're like, okay, that risk is worth the potential reward. So eventually, that's just the equilibrium point. But just generally speaking. And again, you don't have to ask me. Just go back and look at like all the economic freakouts like that have happened in the world. You'll see bonds drop. The U.S. dollar strengthens because the U.S. dollar normally is known as a safe haven currency. U.S. treasuries are usually known as a safe haven financial product. Well, that was a very nasty move. JDA, to give credit where credit's due, he might have just played that one perfectly because I can see that move stopping out the longs, and I can see this right here taking out the shorts. So JDA may be... wait a minute. The more people bidding, the lower the bond yield. Correct. Yes, the more people buying, the lower the bond yield. Yes. Yes, that is correct. The more people selling, the higher the bond yield. And that would be bad for equities and interest rates. Exactly, Phenom. Yep. For weeks, but make 40K to 60K, but only make about 8 swing trades a year. Oh. Sorry, I lost context. I day trade futures in morning with prop firm, but I also trade low cap stocks. That might even be worse than options. Oh, you're swing trading them? Yeah, I'm not sure that's much better. Do you believe in Bitcoin, Clay? I'm coming around a little. I mean. No, just in the sense of that's not my preferred way to store wealth. I much prefer land. I own quite a bit of acreage here in Iowa. I do quite a bit of real estate investing. Some of my real estate the land. See, the problem with land as a wealth, same with like precious metals. Like precious metals don't pay you anything, but they can preserve wealth. Same with land, but if you get precious metals, you have to pay someone to store them and all that sort of stuff. So it's like a reverse dividend. Same is true for land. Land, if you just buy raw land, it's like a reverse dividend. It can grow your asset, it can grow your net worth, it can it can preserve your wealth, but you have to pay for that land, something known as property tax, right? And in this stage of my life, I want cash flow. Like I'm not looking to preserve wealth. I already have that all in place. Like I said, through land, through my real estate. I don't do precious metals, but because you can't like go play on a precious metal. You can't go like play on Bitcoin. But like this past several days, I've been playing with my kids on my land. We've been morel mushroom hunting, which I've never done before. It's so fun. I enjoy hunting. You can hunt on land. Something else you can do on land is you can grow crops on land. And if you can grow crops on land, that means there's these guys called farmers, guys and gals of farmers, that will pay you. Hey, can I use some of your land to grow some crops? And I say, absolutely. So now in this situation, because some of the land I own is farmland, it pays for my property taxes, it pays for my insurance, and actually puts some money in my pocket. So now not only am I preserving wealth and am I keeping up with wealth, because obviously land is a physical asset, I'm also getting paid for it, getting some passive income. So I just don't like Bitcoin just because I want to get paid. I want passive income. If I want to preserve my wealth, I would much choose to do something such as land where I can play on that land. But as far as I'm aware, you can't really do anything with Bitcoin other than stare at numbers on a screen. I guess with gold, you could like melt it down and maybe like forge some earrings or something. So you could, I guess, play with precious metals a little bit. But Bitcoin, nope, just kind of a figment out there, totally dependent on other people's belief. As long as people believe it has value, it will have value. But whether or not you believe my land has value, it doesn't matter to me. Like I can go hunt for mushrooms, I can go play with my kids, I can go fishing, I can go do a bunch of stuff on my land, whether or not you believe that there's any value in it. So I'm just not Bitcoin or, crypto as a whole. Again, I'm not against it, but I think there's other more exciting ways that wealth can be preserved. How much is the rate per acre in Iowa? I'm getting $250 an acre. Do you think there is a way to diminish property tax? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I can't say I put much thought into it. What if you have 500 million? Would you just buy more land or store it in the bank? I'd be buying more land. Farmland, that is. Because again, normal land, it's a reverse dividend. It's not doing anything for your cash flow. Land is costing you cash flow because you have to pay property taxes. So I am in the phase of I want passive income. So if I can get land that pays and covers the property taxes plus some, then yes. Sure, maybe it's just a little bit of cash flow, but at least there's cash flow there, and now I have land, which I can play on. Yeah, so if I had 500 million, I'd be looking for that. Bill Gates is a smart person. You can say whatever you want. No, he's blah, blah. No, he's buying farmland. I understand why he's buying farmland. Because farmland is land. It will pay you. I'm late. Didn't get a notification. Come on, YouTube. My family has 80 acres up here, and we get around 300. Yeah, I know northern Iowa has better soil. I mean, southern Iowa is still decent, but yeah, I know that the northern part of the state, that soil is worth a little bit more. Opinions on tick charts? I like them. I've been using a tick chart a little bit. And if I missed your message, I apologize. As I mentioned earlier, if you have something that you want me to address right away, a $5 super chat, I'll see it right away. I'll talk about it right away. Not that you have to do that. I'm just explaining the risk. The risk of not doing that is I just may not see it, but just know that it's not intentional. It's only intentional if I see your question 37 times because you start spamming it. Then I definitely won't answer it. That's true if you buy land in a place you actually want to be at. Have fun buying land in California. Well, I grew up in Ohio. We lived in Michigan for a while, and now we live in Iowa. So, yeah. All I can really say to that is, well, if we're toughen up, make a move, make a sacrifice. I don't want any excuses. And I can sit here and I say that because I'm walking the walk. Again, we moved to Iowa not knowing anybody. Now, more reasons, just the financial reasons, but I'm not going to get into those reasons. But sometimes you just got to buck up. Say goodbye to mommy and daddy. Bye, family. We're our adults. We're our own family now. We're going to go do our own thing. Sometimes you just got to be able to man up and do it. Well, I'm stuck in California. Yeah, why are you stuck? Well, our family's here. Okay, well, you're not stuck. You're just not willing to bite the bullet. So you're just going to sit around, make excuses. If you have $5 million, you don't have to invest anything. I mean, I guess. But again, if you buy land, then you can do stuff on land. Interesting. I don't even know how we got in this conversation. So you don't think anyone should use own money to swing trade futures? No. I mean, if you want to take a risk that the futures market rips 400 points against you overnight, then okay. I mean, I guess that's fine, but that's all your money on the line. Yeah, I don't even know if 200 is really that good. I know the farmer. The farmer's nice. I'm meeting my needs, so could I get more? Maybe. But I'll let a few more years go by before we head to the negotiating table. Yeah, but you also control food. If you're evil, you can do some nasty stuff. No, that you are presuming that you control the farmers. You are presuming that you can get farmers in cahoots with you to do some really evil, nasty stuff. Or are you suggesting that Bill Gates is going to get out there on his tractor and start to farm the millions of acres he has? Is that what you're suggesting, JDA? Is Bill Gates going to turn into a farmer? You don't seem to think very highly of farmers, JDA. You think that they're going to go along with Bill Gates and his evil plan. I mean, I'm not saying there's not evil farmers, but the farmers that I've known seem to be pretty good quality people. Hard workers, axe to the grindstone, just trying to make a living. Good morning, Nero. Ace Trades. The only problem with Iowa is that you wake up every day. Yeah, I agree. Iowa's terrible. Don't move here. Traffic is terrible. People are mean. Taxes are high. All it is a cornfield. Yeah, I agree. Ace Trades is right. Iowa is just, you don't want to be here. I hear California's nice. I hear Florida's nice. I hear Colorado's nice. I hear Tennessee is nice. I hear Idaho is nice. I hear North Carolina's nice. Yeah, definitely move to those places. You don't want, unless you love traffic, mean people, bad scenery, high prices. Unless you love that stuff, don't come to Iowa. It's just one massive traffic jam. There are not big deer here. So if you're like into hunting, there's not big deer here. No, they're small. The deer here are like little rabbits. Okay, again, JDA is the same guy that would drink poison if GME's CEO told him to. JDA, we got to give some context, is the same person that thinks the stock right now at 25 is going up to 500. Oh, no, I hear Colorado is beautiful. I hear there's no trafficking. I hear Denver is great. Yeah, head to Denver. And I hear that, like, South Florida, not bad traffic at all. Go there. Stay away from Iowa, though. It is a terrible state. I can't stand living here. No, there's no pheasants here at all, Hoover Trader. None. No pheasants, no deer. Well, there are deer, but they're like the size of rabbits. We're at on the... Oh, nice. All right, we're at 117. Very good. All right, I have not asked for a while, so if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. We'll keep the stream going. Yesterday I did a 4-hour stream, so I know I have it in me to put in some long hauls, but we got to make sure that there's interest still there, and I gauge interest via super chats and likes. So nobody's got to do a super chat or anything like that, but a like is a way to communicate that you are enjoying. Makes me think he doth protest too much. I hear Andrew and his sister. Yeah. Good thing I have some acreage that I can try to hide from. But don't bring his sister into this. His sister is a sweetheart as far as I can tell. Yeah, I hear hunting in Idaho is amazing. So yeah, move to Idaho. I hear it's amazing. Yeah, she's got the money. How this trade turn out for you, Brian? Did you move up your stop or did you just take the full loss on it? I think if I remember right, your stop loss out. Again, shout out to anybody that puts their numbers on the line that before the price gets there, if you tell us where you're entering, where your stop loss is at, where a target is at before the prices get there, nothing but respect from me, and I'll ensure that the chat does not give you a hard time. Anybody that gives somebody like that a hard time, that's not willing to do it themselves, instant ban. They're a clown and a joker. So nothing but respect for anybody that's mapping out things before it happens. But showing up and telling us how great of a trade you made or how you're in at this price and that was like 10 minutes ago and it happens to be like the exact top or bottom. Again, we're not saying you're lying. We're just saying that's not the most credible way to go about it. Stopped out at break even. Gotcha. So, well, good job, Brian. At least it didn't. What's your thoughts on Texas? I think Texas is amazing too. Great place to move. Yeah, I hear Austin, Texas has zero traffic. I hear the barbecue in Texas is amazing. Texas, another great place. Move to Texas. Going long at 9:23. Stop 9:13. Where's 9:23 at? All right, Chris is going to try this low. I'm assuming the stop is down below there. Your stop is I don't understand your stop. That's interesting. I'd personally have my stop down below this low right here. You're at risk of having it come down, stop you out, and then bounce from that low right there. But that's just me. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just not quite seeing the stop. But I am not the be all end all. By the way, just side note, I rode my first time ever in a Tesla on Sunday. It was that thing was pretty cool. I've sat in them before, but never ridden in one. It was pretty cool. I came home, I was like, hey, maybe we should get a Tesla. My wife was like, no. One of those situations where we have, I don't even know what we have. We have Expedition something. We have something right now. What is it? I don't remember what it is. No, it's a Ford. Ford Expedition? Is that what it is? I'm not a car person. But it's got kind of a lot of like little features and stuff that you would think would like impress people. But my wife is like, I can't stand all these buttons everywhere. I just want, why can't it be simple? I'm like, oh, well, Tesla, there's kind of a lot of buttons in those things. In for a short. Tesla has 0 buttons. Okay, yeah, somebody else told me that earlier. Okay, technically correct, not 0 buttons. There we go. All right, quick little scalp there. Wanted to get a little bit of confidence back. So I think that was about $55 or so. Yes, okay, fine, you're right. Technically speaking, they're not buttons. They're things on a screen. Technological choices. There we go. For you dents that don't know how to connect at what I'm saying. For you dents. For you people that are dented. Technological choices. My wife is like, I just need it basic. I don't need all these hoops. I just want the basics. So I'm thinking, okay, well, the Tesla has even more technological choices than what our, whatever we have, Ford Expedition or whatever it is. What type of Tesla? I don't remember. It had, I think maybe the Y. It was like the smaller version SUV. Whatever that thing is. Hello, Franco. Are we looking at a falling wedge right now, which would be a bullish pattern? Do we have a falling wedge? Let me cook. Let me cook, all right? I think we got ourselves a falling wedge. Falling wedge is a bullish pattern. The one thing that I don't really like about it as of right now is even if it were to break to the upside of the pattern, I mean, you got to deal with, well, the VWAP right now would well, eventually, though, the VWAP is going to be up above. So, I mean, you're going to have to deal with a VWAP on a breakout. You're going to have to deal with a 50-period moving average. You're going to have to deal with a 200-period moving average. So that's one of those where you got to be careful. Because it could break out, give you some false hope, and then get one of these other moving averages, smack it right back down. So I'm gonna leave the pattern in there, but I don't know if I totally trust it. But you're in Iowa now. We need to get you into a built diesel pickup. I mean, I have a truck. I have a GME Sierra. What is that, 1500? Probably considered too small. But I do have a truck. Overcook. No. I don't think I overcooked. I think it's valid. I just don't know. Well, I mean, I would say it's not the most quality of falling wedges just because of that dynamic of all those moving averages up ahead. But I would say I don't think it's overcooked. I'm still short biased. Are you still short right now, Ken? Ace Trades is not like Iowa for some reason. Ace Trades, what do you got against Iowa? Okay, nothing. Just fine to give folks grief. Gotcha. Fair enough. I've been known to throw some grief around here every now and then. I have a GMC Sierra AT4. I have no idea what AT4 stands for. Again, I'm not a car person. Like, I don't know what all these abbreviations stand for. AT4. That means nothing to me. About to switch to long. I would have to see a big move up above 50. Roger that. Someone told us traffic was awful and people were mean there. No, I'm saying Ace Trades is right to be against Iowa. Iowa's a terrible state. Don't move here. Do not move to Iowa. It's just one big cornfield. This could be a short up here, actually. There's the break. I don't trust the... All right, let's do this. Because I am buying a breakout. So I'm in there. I will add some more just because I have a very clear stop loss. And I still got wiggle room on the day. So I have 2 now. Do you know the state before moving, or you learned about it after you? No, I mean we did our research. We did not just randomly move. All right. This is seemingly a legitimate breakout that is just busting through all these areas that I was like, no, I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see if we can get the rejection here. The blue line there is my average entry price. Oh, and then it bounces right off it. That's funny. Is that right there? I'm getting close to the line in the sand. If it wants to come back down there, I'll add some more. What a move. We're right at the point of no return. I'm looking at the 5 minute. The 5 minute is kind of showing. Oh, is he going to come back down? Nah, too late now. Yeah, I'll add in some more right there. Okay, in. Come on, push down now. Because I'm just doubling my size. Well, there's my line in the sand. So if I get stopped out, it'll be painful. But like I said, willing to get a little bit more aggressive. Because again, I thought this was going to be no problem. But at this point, this was just a legitimate breakout. Did not care about any of those things, seemingly. And I am oh so close to being out. Again, this could be a nice winner if this rolls over, but right now that seems like a very, very big if. Good afternoon, Clay. Big moves this week. Yeah, have been some pretty big moves. Right now I got a big move against me. I don't see how this is not a losing trade. This seems like just a legit breakout. And I am somehow hanging in by the skin of my teeth. Out. Man, today has been just two aggressive trades where I was looking to really get aggressive, and both, again, look at this. Did not care about any of those. Man. First one where I got aggressive and it kicked me in the teeth right here. Try to buy this into all this, what I thought would be a support right here. Try to build into all these areas that I thought would be resistance. Did not care. Unbelievable. No, I'm still green on the day. Still green on the day, but oh, see, it's not a good day when you're 0 for 2 on the trades that you feel are high probabilities, but they don't work out. If you feel good about something and you decide to get aggressive and then you're 0 for 2, yeah, this is what you're looking at. Still green on the day, which is why, again, that factored into my decision-making process of wanting to get more aggressive. But, yeah, wow. Well, if anybody did take that falling wedge pattern, congratulations. That was the way. I did not, I gave my explanation to all this. I thought that it was going to be a breakout, probably a fake breakout due to all this congestion. But, no, it was a legitimate breakout. I just did, Brian. Where was that stop loss? The stop loss was up above the high of that candle right there. And honestly, I would take the one earlier that I did. I would do that again. So the first one where I got aggressive, I would do that again. This rubber band got some here, which I thought would bounce from the 50 period and the VWAP. 2 double whammies of support. It didn't. I was like, all right, let me just add right there. That's a 200 period. It'll at least chop around, give me a chance to get some sort of bounce back up. Nope, came down, took me out, and then even right here came up, and I was thinking we got so many resistance levels, so much congestion. No way that's a legitimate breakout, but it was. See so many. Yeah, like I said, there's bigger context here. I was willing to do that because I had a very big cushion. Now, yes, the cushion, most of it has gone away, but I'm still up over $200 or so. That's okay. Because mentally, so Dan's like, have gone on tilt. The reason why I'm not going on tilt is because in my mind, I was like, hey, you know what? As long as I'm still green a couple hundred on the day, that's still fine. Yeah, I'll look like an idiot on live stream. Yeah, that's not the best feeling to give back gains, but it's a couple $100. It is what it is. So that's why it's like, okay, this was all pre-planned. Now I don't foresee making any more trades. I guess I could maybe if there's like a no-brainer setup, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But yes, please, code Clay. Code Clay. If you'd like to get in the prop firm space, code Clay. I'm fine other than just use code Clay. My kids right now are basically not going to eat tonight, okay? So code Clay. It'll dump below VWAP. Yeah? So are you short right now, honest take? Where are you short at? Oh, great. He's gonna tell us the top. By the time he answers, he's gonna be like, yeah, I got short up here. Where'd you get short at? And where's your stop, honest take? Did anybody buy the falling wedge? If so, congratulations. Falling wedge, it is a great pattern. Apparently so good that even when there's a million potential congestion points right up above it, it don't care. It doesn't care. Honest take, where'd you go? Where did you get short at? And where's your stop loss? Please don't tell us that you're just throwing out random comments, especially when it will happen. Okay, well, if it's going to dump below VWAP, where are you short at? And crickets. Crickets. I don't know, maybe they're a bot. I don't know. We've had some pretty elaborate bots over the past couple of days. So some of these people I've learned, like, am I even talking to a real person or not? It's a legitimate possibility. My stop would be 20 points below. No, that doesn't make any sense. You say that it's going to dump below VWAP. VWAP is right here. So I'm assuming you're like short right now. Where is your entry point at? If it'll dump below VWAP on my chart, VWAP is that dotted yellow line. So if it's going to dump below there, if it's going to happen, I would assume you're short up here. Upper VWAP, dude. Well, why don't you say upper VWAP? So you got short at upper VWAP. That's where your entry point was, upper VWAP? If so, like, what is the value? Like, what was that value when you got filled? What is your fill price? All right, I can disregard childlike innocence, no problem. Can you go out to an hourly, then down to the 5-minute? Okay, Ryan is getting short at 20.60. And where's your stop at, Ryan? All right, we're slowing down on the likes a little bit. So if you do want the stream to keep on chugging, make sure you hit that like button. I'd like to see us make a push up to 150 likes. That's how we kind of operate around here. I'll keep pushing. I'll keep going as long as I know there's interest, and I base interest off of likes. So if you have a like, you have not used it, but you are enjoying, please hit that like button. Nice, Demetrius. I like it. Look at all that. Giving us entry points and stop losses before it happens. Still trying to figure out what the honest take is doing. He's not giving us any numbers. Always a little bit more challenging when people just are broad in their answers. But that's the nice thing about trading. You don't have to be broad. You could get very specific with things. Bit of a little... It's hypothetical. I am not short. I was answering your question of where to get short. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that you were answering my question. Okay, well, next time you see an entry, let us know, Honest Take. You let us know where your entry is at, and then where your stop is at, and where your target's at. Let us know. I really want to buy that break up to here, but I just don't have the wiggle room anymore. I don't have the space in my day anymore to start to be taking risks like that. But this will be a good paper trade to let me know if my instincts are officially off. Clearly, I started off the day very well. I mean, this number was, believe it or not, green when I started the live stream. I don't remember how much I was up. Was it $1,200 or something? I don't remember. But yeah, the live stream. And again, both those trades, I would have taken them again. Usually those you get at least some sort of bounce. It just didn't happen. Two-minute noisy for me. I just use for entries. I just realized I can look at a chart. Gotcha. I want to see how price reacts to this area before I do anything. Noted. Like I said, I'd be in right now for a long, but like I said, I'm just mentally paper trading this. My target would be the overnight high. So we'll see if that plays out. Ideally, I think I want to see it fail. That way I'll be like, okay, good. I'm glad I didn't take the trade, and I apparently just don't have it today. But that's kind of a little bit of a mental paper trade I'm doing. I have a short order at 2001. Stop loss at 20.0010. Sorry, number key number key's not working. Yeah, man, Kyle, it is your fault. Why'd you show up late? None of my conviction trades worked out. Both of my higher convictions both smacked me in the face. So it is clearly Kyle's fault. Oh, come on. Then the one I don't take, it's working out. Well, it hasn't worked out totally, but it seems to be working out nicely right now. If you liked it, Clay, why don't you take it? Fair question. I just don't have the wiggle room anymore. I wanted to be green up around $200, a couple $100 on the day, 200, 300, however you define couple. And that's basically where I'm at right now. So if I do drop below that, that has a very high tilt risk. Again, for the views, maybe I should just go on tilt. If we can get up to 200 likes in the next 5 minutes, I'll just go on tilt. I'll try to get all this back. There we go. 200 likes in 5 minutes. So that means we need, what is my, 61? Is my math right there? We need 61. And somebody hits the like button. I want to see tilt. I want to see tilt. So there's one of you out there that wants to see tilt. There's two of you out there that wants to see tilt. There it is. There what is. 3 of you want to see tilt. Savages. I want to see this guy go on tilt. Like, oh my goodness, more. We got some savages in this room. I'm about to buy my first take profit 25K account. Hey, Joe Purr, if you want to help support the channel, if you want to support the kids, code Clay. Make sure you get the discount. 30% off and then $0 activation fee. Again, if you use code Clay, you're supporting the channel, but you're also getting something. You're getting the promotion, 30% off and $0 activation fee. We are up to 146 likes. Dude, we got some savages. They just want to see tilt. They are demanding tilt. To be fair, my long-sided trade would still not have worked out yet and never did get up to that target area. So I'd probably be feeling a little antsy. I mean, it hasn't done anything wrong from the long side. It's just because nothing can go just straight up. Oh, there's the back test. Well, I guess the second one. For those of you longtime viewers, you know we're a fan of the back test and go. So it broke out, came back down here, is back tested now a couple of times. Now the question just is it going to go? Is it going to keep moving? Yeah, definitely just a wait and see. I don't, shorting wise, I don't see anything up here. I can't imagine people getting short. I mean, maybe you see something different. Just because I say that doesn't mean that that you're wrong to be short. I just don't see anything really that would make me think short. Hey, we're at 151 likes. People want to see the tilt. Apparently, they want to see the tilt. What's the ES up to right now? Still kind of dealing with the same stuff. Yeah, even the ES. Nice breakout through the falling wedge. Didn't really care. At least that one cared a little bit about the pink line. I don't think the NQ cared about the pink line at all. Yeah, not really. Yeah. That was just tough sledding. Thank you for your kindness and patience. You're a great teacher. Well, thank you for the kind words. I prefer your continued success as well. So yes, thank you. Yes, I need that for my children to be fed, for sure. Code Clay makes it happen, though. Code Clay will feed my kids. If you're new around here, and we have been getting, viewers have been going up, so I know we're getting new people. So I got to keep people filled in on the inside joke. I do have 6 kids. So the joke is, if you use Code Clay, that's what feeds my kids. If you sign up for the prop firm and don't use Code Clay, my kids will starve. Which makes you pro-child starvation. I'm short around... What does around mean? There's no such thing, Ryan, as an around order. Like when you go to your broker and enter in your entry point, you don't get to type in like around and then a number. It's just a number. So what number? Joe Purr, you can choose what platform you want. So you already made the decision. You're going to go with the 25,000 purchasing power. Then down here, you can choose what broker. The broker that I use, that most people use, and the one that you've been seeing on the screen is Tradeovate. So you would just select that during the checkout process. Take Profit Trader will go create your Tradeovate account for you so that you don't have to go through that hassle, and then they'll send you the login information. Oh, wow, childlike. That is super kind of you. That is very kind of you. Thank you very much for that. Very kind of you. I will let my kids know tonight as I eat a nice, As they eat the caviar tonight, as I eat some caviar, hey, thank childlike innocence. I would be long here today to this moment targeting my short. Ryan, just a little feedback to you. If you want like the best possible paper trading, like you need to define things. But saying I would get in around this area, you're actually not going to, it's going to be hard to hold yourself credible and give yourself any sort of idea on if it was actually a good trade. Because your hindsight confirmation bias is going to be like, oh yeah, you would have gotten in right there. And quote unquote right there is going to be like a super convenient area. So I would encourage you, if you want to get the most from your paper trading, to be very specific with yourself. No, you didn't give it. No, you gave numbers, and one of your numbers was you said around. You said around and then a number. That's not how it works. Your broker is never going to let you put in an order that allows you to stay around. It's got to be a number. Well, there's the back test again. No, I never said that you were attacking me, man. I'm trying to give you feedback. Like, I'm trying to help you save time and how to paper trade wisely. You got to be as specific as you can when you're paper trading. And when you throw out words like, I'm going to get in around that number, that's not specific enough. That's all I'm saying. I don't think you're attacking me. I'm just trying to help you out. Just got out of my position after average down a few times. Green, now I'm done for the day. All right, Tuan. Have a long in at the 21 for a starter. Roger that. Well, I have a system. Right, I'm trying to figure out, is it a good system or not? But I appreciate you engaging for sure. That's great. Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate it. Have a good workout at the gym. What are you working today? Legs? Don't skip leg day. Don't even think about it, you little scumbag. Don't think it. Joe Purr, the kids are... Oh, and you got the 50K. Joe Purr is... The kids are eating nice. Yeah. Yeah, come on in. You got to thank somebody. You're going to eat good tonight. Come here. This is your specialty. You want to say hi to people?
No.
Yeah, come here. You want to help me make some money? I need some help today.
Daddy?
Yeah.
Can you watch Franklin?
You want to watch Franklin again?
Yeah.
How many episodes have you watched?
It was just like 4, not a lot.
Not a lot?
You know. Want to show you?
No, not right now. I'm doing this. I'm not doing too good today.
Can you make some money?
Yeah, you want to make some money?
What about it go up?
You think it's going to go up?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Think I should buy?
Yeah.
Right here, you think I should buy?
Yeah.
All right, we'll buy with a very tight stop, okay? There we go. Nope, not quite filled yet. There we go. Okay, you think it's going to go up now?
Yep.
I don't think so. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Oh, I did not mean to buy that, Kit.
Let's try that again.
You want to try again? No, Daddy needs to take a break after that one.
I just was going to let you be alone.
You're going to let me be alone?
Yeah.
No, thank you. You look, I should have listened to you. Now it went back up. Oh, yeah. That was Daddy's mistake.
What about down?
You think it's going to go down now?
What is down mean? Red or...
Red means down.
What about...
And green means up.
Oh.
All right. Thank you. But, you've had enough screen time for now, okay? A little bit later, okay?
I really want to go to Walmart.
Yeah, we're going there tonight. Tonight. You got to think about what kind of fries you want to get.
Maybe we can get, what, tater tots?
Oh, you want to get tater? We can do tater tots.
What? Loaded tater tots.
Loaded? We'll see. We'll figure something out. Well, as you all saw, the lesson here, make sure you check which contract you're going to buy. I thought I was doing one MNQ, just, hey, try to teach my daughter something. No, it was one NQ. So I am now green by the day, hanging on by the skin of my teeth. So friendly reminder, always check what contract are you on. Man, I feel bad. I kind of shouted in her ear after I realized what was going on. This has just been, it's turned into just one of those days. Please, Code Clay, feed the kids. Their daddy's a moron that can't even figure out which contract he's on. I thought I was taking a miniature risk. Let me just buy right there at the 21 EMA. Let me just put my stop loss a little bit below the 200. Yeah, good job, Nathan. Good job. It is what it is. So I'll put it this way. You are a mad person if you think about if you have followed me, like, don't even think about it. I am off mentally. Now again, the chart, whatever. That was just supposed to be a fun little, I don't even know if that was, I think in my mind I was like, okay, this is like a $7 risk. Nope, that was an NQ. So that goes exponentially quicker. The NQ. Man, sometimes all you can do is just laugh. On the bright side, we're at 156 likes. Maybe we have a chance to break a new record. I don't know. The record is 203 likes. So if you want to keep the party going and if you want to potentially be part of a record-breaking stream and you are enjoying, even if you enjoy me being a moron, hit that like button. Yeah, and then it went back. But that was really even now. That was literally supposed to be for my daughter. Like, Daddy will risk $7, $10 for you. But Daddy just happened to risk a little bit more. What's the difference between MNQ and NQ? MNQ just moves a lot slower. Their movement is worth less. Hopefully we can break some records daily now. That'd be good. Yesterday was a new record, 153 concurrent viewers. I don't know if that's good or not. Maybe I should be way ahead for 3 months into this venture. I'm not quite sure. But I'm having fun. It seems like people are learning. People are using code Clay. So that's always, that's beneficial. But yeah, I'll keep doing this as long as people are interested and as long as I'm having fun. So, and I do like the challenge. I was explaining yesterday. I like to build stuff, not physically build stuff like hammer nails. I don't have that skill set. So any of you that like build houses or could go like have carpentry skills and all that, I am super jealous of you. But I like to build income streams. I like to just build things and see if I can get those things to generate income. To me, that's always been fascinating. So that's what I'm doing here. The goal being 1,000 concurrent viewers. Can I actually build this to 1,000 concurrent viewers at some point? I don't know. Slowly and steadily creeping up, like I said. Yesterday we had 153 concurrent. So I don't know, maybe a few months from now we'll be at 200. We'll see. But we do seem to have a good group. Shows up. Just kind of chopping around. Do have a bit of a little miniature bear pennant here. I don't know how much stock I would put into it. Which probably means you should put a lot of stock into it. Which probably means you should be like, I'm getting short then. I'm getting short. Long-term goal, 100,000 viewers. Yeah, I don't know if 100,000 concurrent viewers is really possible. But yeah, could a video ultimately get 100,000? Like after its live stream? Maybe. Glad you here to having a good time sharing your insights. I know when I get a chance to tune in, I enjoy it too. Thanks, Brian. It moves down to 1900 and liquidate the longs in profit. NQ, $2. Oh, yeah, exactly. Sorry if I missed somebody that didn't see how that movement worked, but on the 5-minute, we are essentially building out. It's just such a congested area. That's, I don't know. I really can't stand when you have all this choppiness in the moving average. Just then a few golfers. Got to put the golfle down here. So yeah, 5-minute looking at a nice little bull pennant pattern. Question really just becomes, is it going to push up through there? Can it push up through there? We'll see. We'll see. But that is essentially what's going on here on the bull pen or on the 5-minute. Got the bull pennant. Does it want to come back up? Yeah, bull pennant in a downtrend. Not the ideal, but it is a bull pennant. And I don't know, maybe I have recency effect going on, but after that falling wedge pattern just roasted me. Maybe I'm thinking a little bit more bullish than I actually should. When I say roasted, it didn't roast me. I mean, I say that to be dramatic, but like I said, there's power in mapping things out. There's power in planning. Now, I did not plan the most recent loss. That was just totally a logistics mistake. But okay, the honest take is going to short at 1991. Where is 1991 at? Let's figure out. And where's your stop at? Oh, short is already short, I guess. Did he get short down here, or you're waiting to get short? I think he must be waiting to get short at 991 down here. Okay, yeah. So right there is honest takes short. Where'd your stop loss be? Yeah, I was just mapping out the bear pennant here on the 2-minute. So the crosshair is at honest takes entry. Where's your stop loss at? Hoover flag is long. Oh, he's doing the ES though. He's long at 56.55 on the ES. I mean, I do see what people are thinking. They're looking. I mean, you got the bear flag here too. So yeah, you got the bull flag on the 5-minute, or you got the bullpen on the 5-minute. 2-minute here, you got a little miniature bear flag. Yes, when you're doing the prop firm, you do the simulator. As I've said, Joe Per, quite a few times, the test phase is in a simulated environment. And then once you move and show you that you can trade, then you begin in the pro accounts, you work your way to live. But right now, yeah, the test phase is in a simulator environment. They want to see if you can trade. Prove you can trade, then they're going to let you start to make some money. I don't know, that bull pennant, it's hanging in there. It's hanging in there on the 5-minute. It's trying to do work. It's trying to do work. Yeah, it would make me nervous to get short here. It'd make me nervous to get short here. But if you see something different, more power to you. I love the fact that you're thinking for yourself. That's fantastic. Five, 2 minutes to close on 5-minute, and so you think this candle is going to close red on the 5-minute? Is that what you're saying, JDA? You're saying and it closes red? Yeah, when 2 minute is bearish and 5 minute is bullish, it's probably a good idea to sit this one out. Yeah, especially with the day in the live stream that I've had. Then it's extra probably smart to sit this one out. All right, JDA. So can I ban you if it does not close red? Given that you said it's going to close red, can I ban you if that doesn't happen? I mean, I didn't get roasted. I'm still in the green, but it has not been a pleasant afternoon session of trading for me. It has not been pleasant. We about to be Arnold Schwarzenegger chopping into close. Yeah. Get to the chopper for sure. Get to the chopper. Well, the 2 minute bear flag is working out. How long did it take you to get from... Seems like I want to be BTC. No, this is not Bitcoin. This is bear flag. Childlike, this is just a test account that I'm trying to put in the hopper right now to pass. I have a personal theory about how I want to go about things. So yeah, I'm filling up the hopper right now with pass. So I'm trying to pass this one. You're in short. We know that you're going to get in short there, the honest take, but you never told us where your stop was at. Like, where's your stop? I mean, great entry at 91. You did call that ahead of time. Fair enough. But, like, where's your stop? On top of, well, what is that number? What number is that? What number did you enter in your stop at? Are you actually taking these trades, or are you just calling them out? Which is fine, but well, I think Force Fed was like, yeah, that's a bull pennant, but it is in a downtrend. Yeah, and there we go. Bull pennant is failing. So I don't think that's totally shocking, but definitely some conflicting signals on that one. But for those of you that took that short, well done. Well done. There we go. Thank you. Stop was 2012. Which doesn't make a lot of sense because he's not above those highs, but hey, it's working. Blind squirrel theory on your part. Come on now. Kushal. Please don't tell me you're day trading Bitcoin. Man, I really want to take that short right here. A little bit of a back test and then get it as it goes, but I just can't do it. I don't have the wiggle room. I shorted 19. Man, you got to tell us all these numbers beforehand. Clay, what's the difference between paper trading or the prop firm? Paper trading does nothing for you. What? Okay. Paper trading is not sending... Okay, how can I say this? Or maybe I'm overthinking it. So when you paper trade, like you're not actually working towards anything. In prop firm trading, sure, you start off in a simulator. Sure, you could say it's paper trading, but you're actually working towards something. What are you working towards? Well, you're working towards going from here to here. And once you get here, you can start to make money. But with paper trading, it's always just right here. You're always just going to be right there. That's all a paper trade is right there. So the big difference is you can actually get to a point where you are making money with very, very, very little of your own money at risk. Did you tell me? All right, I must have missed it, man. Yeah, paper trading, you have zero risk on the line. With prop firm trading, even during the simulator portion, you do have money on the line because you do have to pay for the test. Hopefully that makes sense, David. Good job to those of you that took that short. Well played. Well played. Yeah, Joper, they'll approve it. It doesn't, Joper. When you sign, see, this is why people, you really need to like read each window as you go through the process. Once you signed up, there was something that said, "Thank you, your order's been approved." It can take, basically what they're telling you is not going to happen instantaneously, Joper. So you have to be a little bit patient. Make sure you check your email. If they send you any emails, make sure you check your spam. But yes, that's perfectly normal for it to say pending. Good. Fantastic. Excellent, Smithers. Excellent. Name where that's from. It's been a while since we've done movie trivia. But name that trivia. Excellent, Smithers. Excellent. Name it. Where's that from? Oh, wow. All right, Drew. He went even to the character, not even just to the what it's from. Here's a hint. Excellent. Really, Drew's the only person that's going to participate. He can't be the only person that knows what that is. Well, I don't know, Stefano. Is it? Is it? Don't answer a question with a question. Answer with some authority. Is it The Simpsons? I guess I can get rid of... I am out of my short now. I'm looking for a long position. Congrats on the short. Man, you nailed that one. Very well done. Very, very well done. Again, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. Let's make a run up to 175 likes, and I'll keep the stream going. We're at the 3-hour mark. So if you are still enjoying, though, and you want to keep the stream going, let's make sure people are interested. I gauge interest via likes, so if you are enjoying, if you want to keep the party going, hit that like button. I guess super chats are a way to do that also, but likes are, I suppose, more of a cost-effective way to go about it. Do you short the back test here? What are people's thoughts on this? Is this a back test and go? Is this a back test and go? That looks spicy. I don't have any more wiggle room left, though. I don't have any more wiggle room. Nice rejection of pre-market high. Interesting, interesting. Oh, that's even more interesting. I wasn't even looking at that point right there. My focus, my eyes were solely on matching those up. And oh boy, what a coincidence right where that bounced from. So this trend line has some credibility in my mind. That is a trend line I think is worth watching. Now, of course, there's no guarantees of anything, but I can always have a little bit more confidence. If I'm not even looking at a certain level, I'm just looking at, all right, let me just connect this and this and let's see what happens. And wouldn't you know it, just like that. I'm looking for a gap fill. Gap fill? That's like a 300-point drop, isn't it? Or am I crazy? Gap fill is that's quite the move you're seeking, isn't it? You're in long now. All right, where's your stop at? Where's your stop? Obvious stop, take out, print the trend. JDA, we got to start making some trades. No more armchair quarterbacking. Give us some trades. Tell us where your entry point is, where your stop is at, and where your profit target is at before the prices get there. Too much armchair quarterbacking from you, my friend. Let's time to put your hat in the ring. Even if you're wrong, no shame. No trader can be right all the time. Simpsons. I was thinking Hook. Nope, not Hook. Good movie though. 1994 stop. All right. Short 2015. Okay, so JDA needs it to come all the way up here. All right, JDA. It has now been documented. But it'll probably get lost in the chat. If it ever goes up there, I'll lose track of it, and I'll be asking, I'll be saying, you never told us. And be like, yes, I did. It's like, oh, yeah, I probably did. I just lost track. Again, a lot of congestion around this area. But with the way it's been going today, for my trades, it has not respected the congestion. But there is, like I said, I don't think you're crazy. If you're short in here, I don't think you're crazy. But with my track record, going short here today is probably not what you want to do. Okay, short 970. Okay, it looks like Allen is in. Stop 987. All right. So 17-point risk. Okay. We'll see if it works out there. But I like it. I love when people are submitting their trades. And again, before things happen. Before things happen. That's the good stuff there. But telling everybody in hindsight, it's just not quite as spicy. Alan is out. Oh, good try. Good try, Alan. Thanks for sharing. I mean, as of now, in your defense, I was just talking about how, hey, this looks good for a short. And what does it do? It's just grinding up. I'm glad I didn't take that one. It has been a bumpy ride on the live stream. A bumpy, bumpy ride. Again, if you're joining us, as much as I don't want to point this out and give you this context, this used to be over 1,000. That was also, I think, up a couple hundred. But it has been just not a good afternoon. So much so that I just want to just load up on the NQs, go short here, stop over here, and just see what happens. But I'm going to resist that urge. I guess I'd consider if we got up to 200 likes here in the next few moments, then I would do that because I do like the setup, but I don't think we're getting 30 likes in a few moments. So if it does go down, I'm going to blame all of you for not allowing me to go big. For you holding me back from my true potential. YOLO and HODL. Childlike gave you 50, yeah? Well. Need more than that. You match it with 50, Drew, I'll do it. How about that? Too late. I blame you all. You heard me. I want to get big short there. Look at this thing. I blame you all. Why did you not hit the like button? JDA, do you even trade futures? Like, what do you trade? Like, are you doing Pam's plan? Are you currently day trading futures in a prop firm? Force fed. You could have done a super chat or something. Sitting here, armchair quarterback and everything. No, just crypto. Well, I don't think you're a day trader anyways, if I remember right. You're just kind of holding and hoping with some of that stuff. But I also know that there's no point trying to convince you of anything else. You're kind of set in your ways, even though your ways don't make any sense. But you know what? It is what it is. I didn't make my take profit, but it was a profitable scalp. Well, good job. Good job. Profitable scalp is better than, but not. Oh, coming back up. Still 28 likes away, though. 28 likes away. Short scalped off the 21 EMA, more interested in the longs off the tread line. Very nice. What's that for? Yeah, it was it was rough regardless. But this right here was I was doing a trade for my daughter, thought I was doing one MNQ. It was actually one NQ. And yeah, that just pushed me. Yeah. I really wouldn't do it. Now, the one thing I would do different, I would have made sure to check that I was on MNQ. But other than that, I wouldn't have done anything different. The trades I took with conviction made a whole lot of sense to me, but some days that's just how it goes. You'll be convicted. You'll like what you see. You're willing to step up and take a swing at it, and it just doesn't work. And that's just part of trading. It's hard to have good, solid green days if you're not willing to step up with some conviction every now and then. But yeah, rough day. Not a red day, though. So I'll take it. I'm actually quite grateful that a rough day for me is still green. I'll try to... Maybe that's a little bit of coping, but I don't think so. I would argue that you're probably on some sort of right track if you can look at your day and be like, man, that was a rough day, but I'm still green. I think there's some value in that. I think that there's some good signs in that. Posting my trades is helping me be more confident. Thank you for the... Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, I'm glad. That's a cool way. I never really thought that the live chat would help people get more confident by posting their trades, but hey, I love to see people's trades. It's great. I think it's a way for people, like you said, get more confident. That was never necessarily the goal, but do you ever trade gold or too boring? I do not. I don't, Matt, I don't even think I've ever looked at gold. So I don't know if it's too boring. I've never looked at it. I have heard of some people trading gold, though, but I really don't know anything beyond that to say whether or not it's... No, JDA, that's not conviction. That's just you being irrational. Where are you most of the time? Is this like your day off work? Like you just randomly show up? Like, why don't you show up every day? So yeah. No, you don't want to step up with like massive conviction every single trade, but yeah, there are some situations that if you deem worthy and you deem it's okay to step up with a conviction, then do it. And I had that situation. I had a nice green cushion. I had what I thought was really good setups. It just didn't work out. Trying to find a good commodity to study and be an expert on. Well, why don't you just trade the NAT? Why don't you just trade the NQ or the MNQ or the MES? What is this like for school projects or something? I'm not quite sure what it sounds like you're trying to make your life harder and not smarter. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I need a little bit more context. But yeah, if you're talking about things from like a trading standpoint, you just become an expert in the MNQ or the MES or something like that. Don't go find some illiquid, don't go start trading like pork bellies or lumber or something like that, or coffee beans or orange juice. Again, I would not call you crazy at all for getting short here, but my vision has been a little off today, but I don't know. This looks kind of spicy. Nice risk versus reward here. We'll see if it wants to come back down. CL, if it's got to be a commodity futures. Yeah, probably that or gold, I would think. I think gold's relatively liquid. But I know CL, yeah, crude. I know crude's pretty solid, but yeah, I would be curious on the premise of why it's got to be a commodity. Like, why does it have to be a commodity? Or is this the breakout point, right? This is kind of a grab your popcorn type moment here. Is this thing going to roll back over, or is it going to get a nice little breakout here through this 200 period, which has been very, very, I mean, look at this thing. People have cared about it. Was it support? Support turned into resistance, pretty much resistance. Resistance, broke, came back down. Support, broke, went back to resistance, and now resistance once again. So, I mean, a lot of people watching that area. No more pork belly futures since 2000. Oh, really? Somebody had mentioned pork belly, so I just use that as an example because it sounds kind of cool. Yeah, this is quite a bit of just chop, chop, chop. So if range traders today, they're probably just rolling around in the cash. We'll see if it can push up through that area right there. Again, very tight range. Even that, I mean, even is the short at the break of the VWAP? Is that how you get kind of the head start to where it comes down and retest that trend line? I think at this point you got to wait one direction or another. Either try to buy the breakout of that pink line or you short the breakdown of maybe VWAP. But right now, I mean, right here, it's just chopping back and forth. Too risky to be a range trader with NQ. We have a lot of good range traders in the community. And that's always funny. It's just a good example of how different strategies work for different people. Sometimes I'll be the one I kind of complain in the private community, and others are like, "What are you talking about, Clay? Like, I've had a great day." It's like, well, yeah, but you're this or that strategy. So yeah, what is it? One person's trash is another man's gold, something like that. One breakout away from getting roasted. Well, I mean, depends on how you define roasted. Like I said, I got roasted today, but did I actually get roasted? No, I mean, it's still a green day. Well, yeah, if you have a stop loss, then you're probably not going to lose your account unless it's one of those crazy movements. Yep, giving action to both sides for the scalps today. Yeah, not a whole lot of follow through. Where are we at on likes? 174. So do we have at least one more like out there to at least drive this up to 175? There we go. Thank you. Whoever those, well, thank you to everybody that's hit the like button, but an extra special thank you for number 175. My stop loss is liquidation usually. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. Oh my, now we're up to 180 all of a sudden. There were some likes hiding out there. Oh, ooh, we got a JJ. Just down to 179. We got a JJ. Somebody's in their mom's basement. They're getting upset. They're getting upset that the meatloaf's not getting cooked fast enough. They're taking out their anger on me. There we go, back to 180. Just as an FYI, I am doing a free webinar tonight. This evening, I'll put a link in the chat room if you want to learn about the tools I'm using, building consistency, how I manage risk, how the tools should be used, how they should not be used, and quite frankly, just making sure that you have a proper view of the markets and a right framework. Then I'd encourage you to check out that class, which again will be actually this evening. So click that link there. And then also, if you do want to trade alongside me and others with the community, a lot of good traders. Mainly, if you want to have a good group to network with, that's where a huge value comes into play. We have some really good traders in the community. So if you want to network with them, check out that link. Some traders that have gone through my mentorship that are now way better traders than I am. But they still hang around in there as long as you're respectful and not showing up acting like a moron. But people don't, right? Because it's not free. So it's amazing how a small little price can filter out morons and trolls and all that. But yeah, if you want a troll-free room, a pump and dump free room, a room of good quality, serious traders, then you should definitely consider that. I'm out. Don't like how slowly it is grinding up. I hear you. So yeah, would love to see some of you have the webinar tonight. That'd be great. Or join the chat room. That'd be fantastic also. Is there a replay? Yeah, you can still sign up. There's you'll be emailed a replay if you can't make it. Yeah, the likes are kind of going all over. There are some people, though, as soon as you bring up anything, and if that thing costs money, they'll take their like away. Some people literally have the mentality that if you don't give everything to me for free, you are a bad person. Take away like, bye-bye. So yes, it's not shocking when I point anybody to something that actually has a price associated with it, usually I lose a couple likes. As crazy as it is that some people go through the world, like that's how they view it. Unless you give everything to me for free, you bad man. Just slow and steady, slow. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call things good. I'm pretty much mentally burnt out. The likes pretty much have stalled out. So that's all right. We hit the almost 3.5 hour mark. Good solid likes, so still 181. That's fantastic. So yeah, again, if you want to support the channel and you want to get involved with Pam's Plant, day trading futures through a prop firm, and you want to, like I said, support the channel, check out the link that's at the top. Use code CLAY. That'll give you the discount, which is 30% off and $0 activation fee, which is fantastic. Take Profit Trader is awesome. The biggest thing that I think distinguishes them is their payment policy. A lot of other prop firms, while it doesn't make them a scam, but some prop firms, let's say you make $5,000, they'll tell you, well, you made $5,000, but you can only request money every couple of weeks. And of the $5,000, you can only request $2,000. But that's not how Take Profit Trader works. Once you get into the pro account, then if you make $5,000, you can request money whenever you want, and you can request all $5,000 if you want. So, that is, why I would say the Take Profit Trader right here is one that I use and that I personally recommend. And especially if you're a beginner to the prop firm world, it makes the most sense. Straight rule book. But if you have any questions or like that, as always, reach out. But yeah, so if you want to support the channel, like I said, check out the link, use code CLAY, and that'll allow you to do that. But that is all I have, everybody. So I appreciate your time being here. I will be back tomorrow at very latest 11 a.m. Eastern time. And again, there is that webinar tonight. So I'll throw it in the chat room one more time, the link. Would love to see you there. So feel free to click on that link, get signed up for it. And yeah, I'll be seeing you this evening then. But everybody, have a good one. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.